Oh, but since we are.
There we go.
All right. So I don't know. I've never been live before. Well, I've actually done recordings myself, but I've not just of myself playing around with it. So, okay. So what we'll do is, my name is Matt. I'm not a new GM, but I haven't really been doing a whole lot of anything for the last 10 or 15 years. I think the last time I've been playing over the last couple of months again. I was playing really serious when I was a lot younger. The whole idea of being online and finding players rather than constantly looking for a group is what drew me back in. So I do have a lot of experience with Dungeons and Dragons, but it's like older versions and stuff. And I just ran this last night. It seemed like everybody enjoying themselves. I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes, especially over the camera. But hopefully we'll have fun. So that's who I am. We'll start with Mabel. Just introduce yourself real quick and your character.
Okay, so my name is Mabel, and I am very new to the tabletop scene. The only other games, the system that I played is 5th edition D&D, although the times that I have played it, I've mostly DM'd for my local home group. My character is Tanis. He is described as strong-willed. He is a Jack as a type who commands mental powers.
Great. And Max.
Okay, my name is Max. Sorry for not having a camera right now. Well, this is the first time I'm really playing a tabletop RPG. Really, my only previous experience is watching videos on how to play Numenera before. So, okay, and well, my character is a charming nano called Chimrat, whose main focus is craft solutions. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's fine for now. Yep. And then
Jasper.
Jasper.
Right. So I'm going to be playing Regenhard Selonson. He's actually also a strong-willed Jack, but his focus is actually that he entertains.
Okay. So we have a strong-willed Jack who commands mental powers, a charming nano who crafts illusions, and a strong-willed Jack who entertains. You guys, for the sake of simplicity, in a one-shot, normally everybody starts together and already knows each other. For each of you has Reginald and Chimrat have been traveling together for a while. You met up with Tanis. Tanis, you broke out of prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your friend Kayleen has, left you behind, it seems, and you've joined up with Chimrat and Reginald as, protection in numbers as you've traveled away from your troubles and towards the future.
All right.
So it has been several. So now let me ask you guys this real quick. Did you get a chance? You kind of are familiar with at least the setting in terms of the handout that I sent out. Did you get a chance to read that or anything?
Yeah, I glossed over it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I just making sure. I just want to make sure we're so. So the world itself is set so far in the future that everything seems strange and unusual to you. It's almost post-apocalyptic, but all the sciences and strange things that your descendant or your ancestors were able to do seem more like magic than anything else to y'all. You're the people that you've come from just have like almost no understanding of how any of the Numenera work or anything like that. However, over the last 800 or 900 years, you have managed to build a civilization, a steadfast, so to speak, of nations and cities and towns that govern themselves and have organized themselves into clans and tribes and actual nations. You guys have left that area. You're seeking your fortune in the beyond. It's been several days since you passed the last frontiers of the Steadfast. The last of the civilized lands that you passed through was a country called Navarine, and you headed west through the mountains using the Trimble Pass. The last town that you saw was a small village of Lagrache, which was settled in it was nestled in a valley within the pass. There is nothing outstanding or notable about this city or this little village except for the fact that they harvest strange crystals from the edges of the mountain. Anytime that you asked about those crystals or wanted to get closer to see what they were doing, they pushed you off and avoided your questions and kept you from their secrets. Finally, because you got so curious about it, they didn't physically force you out, but you could tell that you were no longer welcome in their town, and so you left. For some of you, exploration is reason enough to be moving forward into the beyond, and for others, you're trying to escape a situation that tested you recently and finding a better way of living is going forward into the unknown. So, you find yourself far from the beaten path. In the beyond, there are going to be many challenges and unknown things, and right now you face your first challenge, because as you've been top a hill, and before you see a large chasm blocking your path, and from left to right it seems to go as far as the eye can see. So in order for you to continue to move east, you're going to either have to find a way across it or decide that you're going to change directions. So what do you want to do?
So did you say to the east? We could just... What was it to the east, did you say?
The chasm is to the east, yes.
Oh, right, okay. So, looking at it, how wide is it? I mean,
So
do you think there's any chance of crossing it or something?
So right. So as you get closer, it is at least 100 to 150 feet across. It's much deeper than it is wide. However, you can see that there are well, first off, you can hear within the chasm a rushing wind of a screaming, howling wind flowing up out of it and through it. As you approach, it gets louder. In addition, as you get closer, you can make out that the sides of the chasm on the far side are the normal sandstone and red rock and granite and the various strata of that you would normally expect in a chasm that's been chiseled by a river or weather. But perhaps this one hasn't been chiseled by either. This wind you can feel as you get closer, and you can see that there is rocks and rubble and boulders actually floating from left to right through the chasm, randomly situated within. you can see that there are layers upon layers of this rubble. For instance, the top layer is pretty even with where you're standing now, but below that you can see other boulders and rocks also floating in the same direction. The flow itself is pretty even. It's not any faster closer to the edges than it is in the center, but the rubble and rocks, some of the boulders of which are so large that they actually have stunted trees and outcrops of mineral poking out of them, or grass growing upon them, and others so small that you think you might be able to scoop it up as if it were a piece of fruit off of a tree. And as you get closer, you can hear the wind and the howl of that, and the rocks themselves are what you see within the chasm, pretty much as far down as you can see into the mists.
Right. So how far apart are they? Just about.
So it's random, but you definitely, anywhere from a few feet to several yards, but it's packed in there enough to where you could. There's plenty of space in there for
perhaps leaping across or some other.
perhaps.
Neat idea.
Yeah.
How long would it take to go around the chasm just to do a risk assessment?
Yeah.
How long do you think it would take on foot just to go around if we didn't feel like plummeting to our deaths?
So from what you can see, the chasm is similar to any river. It goes as far as the eye can see to the north and to the south, winding and twisting as any river. So from where you're at right now, you don't see an end to the chasm or a way around it. Perhaps if you were to move in one direction or the other, you might find such a, you may find a way around it. But from what you can see right now, you don't see a way around it.
So
from where you stand.
What's your character called?
My character? Tannis.
All right, Tannis. So basically, Regenhard is gonna sort of poke at Tannis. So you think you can do it? You think you're the better Jack? You think you got the strongest will? Let's see you try to jump across.
Tannis gives an uneasy grunt and gives the chasm the skunk eye. And so your name was Reginhard? Reginhard?
Yeah, that's right.
He gives Reginhard an equally skeptical look and goes, I, for one, am not eager to plummet to my death, so I say ladies first.
Well, you do know that I have a good flair about me, so I won't even take that as a. Well, and can I try some risk assessment or something like that? I'm just gonna look out and see how I react to this.
Sure.
Do I think this is possible? How far would it be to sort of leap? Or
So sure, yes, you guys think that it is possible. It is certainly dangerous. There's plenty of ways that you could probably mitigate the risk. However, I mean, a little bit of experimentation or whatever. But if everything were to go right, and within 10 or 15 leaps, you'd be across. I mean, just assuming that you were trying to reach rocks that were within reach, but it's about 100 to 150 feet across. You can probably find something about as narrow as, maybe 100 feet across if you search a little bit along the edges, or when you search a little bit along the edges. So that's about as narrow as it gets.
Right. Well, we should probably go on a little search then. I'm basically flexing and just trying to act cool about it. Oh, of course I'll make this to the entire group. Try me. But at the same time, I'm looking around, just actually shaking at my knees, hoping I won't be the one to do it.
Sorry to interrupt you. It says here that I do have some kind of daily skill that I can pick and be trained in.
Right,
Is that correct?
Right. Yep.
Me too, actually.
Yep. And so what I did with the guys yesterday, normally you would have to pick that at the beginning, but what I told them is you can pick that when you need it, and then that would be it for the rest of the day. So Yes, you both can choose a skill that you are good at for the day, and you can do that each day of your journey.
So could I pick being good at like athletics, being good at jumping from things to things?
Yes, you
perhaps?
can do that. Yep, exactly right.
So where would I just like type that in underneath, or would I just
Well, it's a flex
key?
thing, so you just remember for the rest of the day that you're going to be good at jumping, and then
Gotcha.
you'll be able to, when you make rolls, you'll be able to reduce the difficulty by 1 step, which is basically means. So the way the mechanic works is you roll a die 20. I assign a difficulty. You guys use any abilities you have to try and reduce that difficulty, and then you roll a die 20. Whatever. If I say the difficulty is 5, your target number is 15. If you can reduce the difficulty by 1 or 2 steps, then the target number becomes more reasonable by using skills or abilities.
I'm actually gonna go for climbing. I'm not gonna go for jumping. I'm fearing for the worst. So if something goes wrong, perhaps I can climb and hold on somehow.
Okay, and then you may have. So I'm gonna give you a hint since everybody's kind of new. Is that you don't have to leap before you look, so to speak. You can like experiment. Also, you may have equipment. I'm trying to click on these equipment things to see if you guys actually have anything in your equipment.
Yeah, I have a pack of light tools, but I don't know if that necessarily
I think
means
that's more
like climbing pittons or stuff.
Right, but there's yeah, it is. There are hammers and spikes. That would be pittons.
Oh,
50
okay.
feet, 50 feet of rope. That's what Tanis has in her bag. And then I don't know.
How about this? We take the rope and just at least like pin it down, and once someone gets over, the others can use it. So the best climber or leaper or whatever goes first, and the others can more easily follow.
Shimret thinks that's a really good idea because it's not working. It's
And I'm just looking at everybody's thing real quick. So
I'm trying to tell. How can you tell if you're better at climbing? Is it through might? Is that?
no, it would be the same thing. So if you're skilled in something, then that would be the only way you could tell. I mean, if you're not skilled, since the daily flex skill only right now, I see on you have speed defense, might defense, resisting mental effects, persuasion. So you don't really have a whole lot of physical things going for you. It doesn't look like. But the daily flex skill allows you one. So you would choose whether you guys want to climb down or whether you want to cross.
So if we climb, just
on what your flex skill is, since you don't have. You don't need those skills in order to try and jump.
No, of course not. I mean, that's just for making it easier for us if we're skilled in it. So. And I'm just looking at Tanis, I think you're actually in the best mood today to try this out. I'm not the flexible one. I make the music. I make the I make the entertainment around here.
And Chimrat, you see a whole bunch of I mean, the whole area is strewn with rocks and boulders and such on the ground that you guys stand on as well. And you kind of, as those two are trying to egg each other on to see who is going to actually leap into the chasm first, you're kind of looking around and you notice that the rocks and such on the ground, and I don't know whether that helps give you an idea of anything or not, but that's kind of what you notice. You also notice across the way, on the other side of the chasm, is a cloud in the sky, pretty far away. You can't tell whether it's actually a cloud or it's a solitary thing. It could be smoke or a cloud. It's maybe a half a day's walk away right now is what it looks like to you, at least for once you were to get across the chasm. You don't know what it means or anything other than that's what you see on the other side of the chasm. It's notable because the other clouds are moving and this one isn't. So like there's a breeze, and this cloud is basically stationary, and the only movement is like occasionally wisps of it will float up but not with the breeze.
Interesting. Well, we have a little goalpost, at least. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep egging on Tannis. Just
Okay.
"Oh, you broke out of prison. You gotta be able to break through a chasm, isn't that right? Isn't that right?
I failed to see the logic, the connection there. I say begrudgingly as I fasten the rope around my waist and then toss the rest of the coil towards Reginald. I will see what I can do. Although being as strong as you are, I expect you'll be able to stop my fall short if I do.
Absolutely.
So don't drop me, Butterfingers. And I turn to the chasm and I make sure my hammer and spikes are where they should be at my waist. And dear God, I'm going to die 5 minutes into the game. I'm going to try and jump.
Okay,
I'm just
so
gonna say, try really hard now, please. I'm gonna go with you if you don't.
so
I'll
you
jump
leap.
after you.
So you leap into the chasm as your body stretches forward so that you can try and catch the first rock that you've aimed for. You can feel the wind kind of give you a little bit of a boost or a lift, and you easily land on the boulder that you've tried to that you were aiming for. However, as soon as you do, the boulder gives from the motion, from your both forward and downward motion, in the way that any object would give, and it starts to shoot out from underneath you.
What?
So so what you have to do is, you realize that you either have to leap again right now, or you're going to basically not have anything to be standing on.
Oh my God. Okay. As soon as I realize that's happening, I turn a very panicked eye over my shoulder and I just blurt out, "Okay, time to move now." And I just start hopping, and if the slack runs out, that's his problem, not mine.
I think the rope is pretty long, right? It's like
It's about 50
feet.
feet.
yeah,
but
50
yeah,
feet, exactly. So
yeah.
I think we'll. Okay, is there any like? It's really just giving way immediately. I don't have a shot to like jump as well and make it before it crushes.
No, but there's plenty of other rocks.
All right, good.
I mean, you guys are going to basically be creating a path as you go, and the path is going to be moving constantly. So
Yeah,
the way
and-
we're going to do this is how? What do you guys tell me exactly how you guys are going to try and cross, so that I understand what you're doing.
I just give a panic look towards Chimrat, and I'm just thinking, okay, we gotta stay close now. We can't go out of 50 feet. Well, why should we even use this rope now? But okay, you're gonna actually have to make some. You're gonna actually have to make some really daring jump now, my old friend. We've been through worse. We can do this.
Oh, okay. But since you're strong and all that, maybe you could carry me or lend me a hand or anything.
Oh, for fuck's sake! We've been through worse.
Or at least hold my hand or something. That's if
I will hold
stumble
your.
or-
I
if
will hold
stumble
your
or
hand.
anything-
If you're scared, I will hold your hand.
If I
God
stumble,
damn
I
it.
won't fall off the.
And you can
chasm
just.
and everything.
I basically don't even give a reply. You just see a sort of existential crisis in my eyes. Why did I bring you?
In the distance, you hear me going, "Oh my God," as I'm like hopping away.
Okay, so
We're traveling with a nano.
so I'm glad you guys are awesome. So I think what I hear is you guys are going to try and leap together, keeping up
Yeah.
with the leader, who is Tanis, and try to get across as quickly as possible without regard for trying to basically not fall in. So you all take the leap. What we're going to do, since the group is basically working together, is it's going to be a difficulty 4 roll. We're going to basically do 1 roll per jump. We're going to start with a roll from Tanis, and then we're going to have a roll from. We're not going to do a roll every round. So if you're successful on the roll, everybody moves.
All right.
If you're not successful on the roll, then you've encountered a problem that drags everybody down with you. And so each round, it's going to be a different opportunity for somebody to fail or succeed on their roll. Tanis took the flex skill jumping. Is that correct?
Yep.
So it's a difficulty 4. It moves down to a difficulty 3. Your target number is a 9. You can apply effort by using your out of your might pool 3 points. You don't have an edge, so it would be 3 points. You can apply 1 level of effort to move it down another level if you want to. Like your target number would then be a 6. That's the mechanic.
There's
So it's
no
up to you.
modifiers in this, right? It's like you're straight to
There's
20
no-
volt. That's number
There
B.
is no modifiers for you. You're the leader. The other 2 are going to get a modifier for actually Chimrod is the only one that's going to get a modifier because Max is helping him. So Chimrod is going to get
Ragnar is helping Chimrad, you mean?
right. Yeah.
Can I just ask a thing?
Ragnar.
I actually have a cipher that if damage is inflicted on me, I can teleport to a nearby location. Can I just keep that at the ready so I can hit myself and teleport?
Sure. You can, I mean, yeah, whatever you guys want. It's your guys' stuff. So
I could ask Chimrat to hit me if
okay.
Okay, I'll be ready.
if that's what triggers it. But
Right.
then perhaps I could teleport with both of us. If something
All right.
goes awry.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing. So
So-
every time you take like a spill or you trip on those rocks, you're gonna be like ping-ponging up and down.
You got it.
All right. So going back to Tannis, your goal is, or did you decide to apply effort or?
You know, I'm feeling lucky. I'm gonna try and beat 9. Do I roll on the stream itself, or do I roll like
You can
physical dice?
you can roll a physical dice or on the stream, whichever you want. I can't see either, so you just roll and then tell me what you got.
Okay. Okay. Well, perhaps I should have taken effort because that was a 5.
Oh,
Okay, so the rock underneath you, as I said before, was giving way. You mistimed the leap and basically don't have any momentum, and so rather than going forward, you basically fumble the leap, and instead of going forward towards the next rock, you kind of dive sideways and start falling down basically down a level.
Oh
Uh,
lord.
The rope gets taut and pulls Max and Chimrot with you down a level, and you all land rather than on the level. Even with the chasm, you're now 1 level lower. As soon as you land on a rock, each one of you, those rocks start giving way, and you must either move again or face the same fate. In fact, now the rock that you first were on has moved with such force that it's hit another rock, and that rock just spun off and is hitting for another rock. So now you guys are dancing around on a billiard table, trying to cross. And,
Oliver,
uh,
sorry.
Put some
sorry.
effort into it. I just shout over to you. Come on, you're better than this.
so now it's going to be Reginald's turn to roll in order to overcome this new thing.
Right.
And
I've absolutely got I've got a might edge, so I'm actually going to apply effort and just lose 2 from my temporary might pool.
okay, sure. So it
Right.
starts at a 4 difficulty, and then I don't know whether you took jumping
No,
or climbing.
I took climbing because
Okay.
I'm a pessimist.
Right. So your effort drops you down to 3 also. So
All right.
9.
Okay,
So
I'm going
9
to roll in the stream so you'll be able to see my die. So-
Okay.
And a 20. And a 20.
Okay.
You can see.
Oh,
So a 20 is a major effect. So I'm going to let you guys decide what the major effect is. It can be, since we're not in combat, it could be something like maybe your leap actually got everybody back up another level, or you could have moved 2 turns across instead of 1. It's up to you guys how you want to do it.
I'm considering perhaps pulling so Tannis sort of joins us. I sort of take a leap and somehow I get the force and I just pull her and she sort of flies off in front of me, so she gets ahead of us. And yeah, sort of just a good pull, and you sort of jump with my great what do you call it? My dynamic, whatever.
I allow myself to be yanked along.
Yeah, exactly. And you shoot
You fly
up,
forward,
like-
and you guys can see as you're jumping now also that the air air and the churn of the wind is forcefully flying up and past your body. Every time you guys sort of flatten out on a leap forward, you can feel the wind catch and hold your bodies up as you're
Oh.
crossing.
Hmm.
So
Like
this
an
is
anti-gravity field?
No, like so like skydiving. How skydivers slow their descent or whatever. And you may use that knowledge on the next roll. Chimrat, your roll is going to be next. So you're trying to keep up with Reginald and Tanis, and Reginald has been helping you along, but now we want to know whether or not you're holding them back or not. So with a difficulty of 4,
He definitely is.
Hold my hand.
you can tell me what you want to do, whether you want to leap forward or if you have an ability that you want to use or anything like that. You're more than welcome to do whatever you
let's
want.
see. I don't know how helpful hedge magic can be in this case. It can make objects float, but I don't think it's powerful enough to make me float a bit, right?
No,
No, okay.
a small objects to float through the air.
Okay. So, what should I do? What stat am I testing right now?
You'd be using might for any kind of jump or climbing maneuver.
Okay.
Okay,
so it's
now I would allow is for it to if you wanted to try and use magic, you could try to use it to it wouldn't lift anybody, but you might be able to support somebody stone for another second to give them a better opportunity to have a good leap.
Okay, I guess I'll do that.
For yourself?
Because you
or-
brought it up, so I want to offer up what you could do with it. So you would use 1 intellect point, and then if you want to apply effort, you can do that in order to reduce your roll.
Okay.
And if you succeed at your roll, basically what you're going to do is give an automatic asset to Tanis, who's the next roller, I think, or the next jumper is going to be Tanis, back to Tanis again. And
Right,
if you're
but-
not successful, then she won't get that bonus.
But won't he like fall behind if he?
No. It's all you guys are working as a team. So
Okay, excellent.
he's still jumping, but he in the middle of the jumps, he's using magic to try and help you guys get him across. So
But
you guys are
question-
working as a team. So each roll is not necessarily a jump. Each roll is with the
Yeah.
goal of getting the whole party across alive.
But shouldn't this is against my better judgment saying this, but shouldn't he be like an impediment for me and make it one additional difficulty level since I'm helping him?
Yes.
Perhaps.
Sure. On the next turn, since he's not actually paying attention to the jumping anymore and casting, we'll
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that's okay.
It
Yes,
makes
we can do that.
sense, I feel.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
anyways.
gonna die from that. I
You
feel
might
it.
regret that.
Yeah. God
Famous
damn
last
my
words.
realism.
So I guess I'll apply some hedge magic, which is 1 intellect point plus some effort
Mm-hmm.
with an intellect edge of 1. So it's a total of
3 points. Right.
3 intellect
Yep.
points spent. And what's the?
So the difficulty is still 4, and it would move down with the effort to a 3.
Okay.
So your target is still a 9.
Okay, D20
Good luck.
roll. Oh no, it's a 2.
Oh God.
Okay,
This is how we
so
die.
so because you didn't succeed, you basically have made it harder for Reginald to cross. And
Reginald.
but it is Tanis's effort now that counts. So right now, Tanis, you will be able to jump with your normal difficulty 4 for the next rock. Whether you want to try and use any of the knowledge that you've already learned or not to make a difference is up to you.
Okay, so the task level is 4.
Yep.
Okay,
Still.
so would it at all factor in if I jumped in such a way? Like, is this breeze, the skydiver breeze, is it towards me or is it like
It's
coming
all-
at my face?
it's- It's coming upward from the chasm. So all the wind is coming up from beneath you guys. That's basically what's holding these rocks up is the force of the wind.
Okay, I would like to time and adjust my jump in such a way that I'm kind of taking advantage of the updraft to buy myself a few more precious seconds to adjust my landing. I don't know if that will affect its task difficulty, but I'm not going to be stingy this time, and I am going to use something from my might pool. You said it cost me 3 points?
Yes.
Okay.
And so basically what I'll do is we'll say that gives you advantage, and so that'll also adjust your difficulty by 1 step. So rather than searching at a 4, you're doing effort, which makes it a 3, and what you just told me about trying to time it with the air to give you precious seconds will bring it down to a 2. So you're now at a 6.
Excellent. So if does it mean my pool goes down to 8 for might, and then what about edge? Does that matter, or is it still 0?
Edge still 0. Yeah. Edge only.
Okay.
What edge does is the one, like for you, your intellect has an edge of 1. It
Mhm.
reduces what you would take out of your pool for anything. So like if you needed to use intellect for something, you would only use 2 instead of 3.
Oh, I see.
So,
Okay, got it.
yeah.
So
Got it.
it's for every single time you use effort or use that pool. Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So it's a permanent
It's a
reduction
permanent-
to.
Right. Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
And as you would advance in ranks or tiers, they call them, that edge might go up. But
Gotcha.
for right now, as first tier characters, it's a edge of 1 and an effort of 1. So
Sounds good. Oh, these mechanics are very simple. I like them.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really. What do you say?
Okay, so the number to beat is
Oh.
6.
The number to beat is 6.
Okay, come on, dice. I've switched to new d20 because I don't trust that one. 17.
Okay, so a 17 is let's see here. That's also
Just
a
a success.
it's a success on this one. Yeah, it doesn't give you any kind of effect. So, but
No.
basically, so you take advantage of that and you basically pull everybody up a level. So you're now once again level with the edge and the lip. You're about maybe 4 or 5 jumps from the edge. Reginald, you feel the rope tense up and you guys are pulled across. The Chimrod has become a drag on you though, and so you land hard on a large rock
I know, man. He's quite the drag.
with an outcropping of with an outcropping on top of it, and the outcropping actually growls and roars at you when you land on it, and that is your first GM intrusion.
Ooh.
Oh.
It roars. Did I hear that right?
You
Yes.
woke up a boulder.
So when you look up, you see one of these giant dog-like
Oh.
creatures
man.
staring at you with giant teeth and a maw that could easily, cut you in half should it try. It's
Ragnar has never been fond of rocks or dogs, so this is just a double negative. Yeah.
yeah, it's a
Triple negative.
yeah. It kind of looks like a frog, but it's dog. It's It's large dog sized, I would say.
Well, I would very much more prefer to be inanimate, so I'll make it so again.
Kick it
Okay.
into the chasm. Kick it.
Yeah.
So it is going to attack. So you'll need to make a defense roll against speed.
All right.
That is going to be a target of 15, and if you have any kind of effort or anything you want to apply, you may.
Oh, target of 15, you say? Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, just for hearing that, I'm gonna use effort. 3 points for my speed. I don't know if philosophy would count. I mean, I could philosophize him away. No. I could climb over him and avoid him through that. No, shit.
Do we have opportunities to react, or do we have to wait our turns for it?
For this, yeah, for this first thing, everybody's going to have to wait their turn, and after that, you guys will have to decide whether crossing is more important than fighting, or vice versa.
Okay.
For this first turn, it's a surprise attack, basically. Now,
I'm just
because
gonna
it's
use-
a
yeah.
because it's a sorry. Go ahead, Reginald. I'm interrupting you guys too much, so go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna use effort. That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay, so that'll drop it down to a 12. Your defensive roll.
Okay,
And-
give me another 20 now, please.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Ah!
Oh, okay. So in
So I try to dodge out of the way, and I've already prepared, like, unzipped my robe so that I could just drift on the wind, and I was about to jump, and this creature just interrupts my flow, and yeah, in the middle of the movement, he gets some little bite out of me, or what is it?
it does, yes. So he does. You're exactly right. So you he takes a chunk out of you for 5 points minus any kind of armor that you're wearing, which
Yeah.
looks like you have 1. So it would be 4 points of might damage.
That's terrible. Fuck.
And
Where were you, Chimrat? Come
And
on, help me
Alright.
out.
Hanging off your hand.
Yeah.
Chimrat, you land right next to Reginald on the boulder, and so it is actually your turn now. So,
Can I like make an appeal to, in pain and just trying to say something to him?
yeah, oh yeah, you can.
Yeah, sure.
You guys can talk to as much as you want between each other during combat.
Yeah, I don't have anything intelligent to say. Just make him go away. Make him go away. Use your magic. Use your illusion. He's just an illusion, right?
Okay, yeah, sure, but okay. Is it still near us, that dog thing?
Oh yeah, it is on the same rock as both of you.
Okay.
So pretty much immediate range, right?
Yes, it is definitely
Yeah.
within immediate range.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Blow its mind. Blow its mind, my friend. If it has a mind, I don't know.
okay, I think I'll go for a minor illusion now. if that's
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know if applying effort, will it do anything with the illusion, or?
So what you had to do is you describe the illusion, and then
Okay, so you create a single image. Okay, so I create it can be about 3 meter in size maximum. So I guess I create a illusion which looks like the dog-like thing, and which moves in a aggressive manner in order to scare it away.
okay.
Ooh.
So then what I will do is allow you to make a intimidation roll with your illusion. So that'll be an intellect roll. So you can apply effort to that if you want. It'll be a difficulty 5.
I'm screaming in pain here. Please put some effort into it.
Difficulty of 5.
Yeah, to start, and if you apply effort, then it would reduce the
Okay,
difficulty.
I'll apply 1 level of effort as well, with an intellect edge of 1. So minus 3 points again.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So-
What is that?
So the 12 or better.
Okay.
Oh
Roll.
boy.
Oh no, it's an 11. Oh, God.
Oh
Oh.
So the creature reacts momentarily, but then because the beast that it sees isn't behaving the way as hungrily as the creature would have expected, he ignores it and looks towards the food rather than the distraction.
The food? No.
And
Big
it
girl,
is
right?
Tannis's turn, I think.
Okay. Oh man. I'm not
So
even on the
behind
same
you,
rock,
you can
though.
hear you're a rock ahead probably.
Ugh.
So, but you can perhaps pull them to safety or whatever you think is best.
Okay. And is there like opportunity of attacks? Like if I start pulling him, will
You
it
have
tell
an
just, like,
opportunity.
snap
Oh no,
on
no,
him,
there's
or-
no, there's as far as I know, there's not opportunity attacks. Or at least I didn't read about any opportunity attack.
Not really. I don't think so,
type
actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just
Okay.
going to assume that everything's happening at the same time. So even though we're going in turns, that's just to keep the flow of the game going.
Okay. They're within earshot though, right? They're not too far
Oh
away.
yeah, no, they're not. No, you're within 7 to 10 feet from each other on a different
Okay.
rock.
I'm gonna cup my hands to my mouth and I'm gonna yell them, "Cover your ears! It's not gonna be pretty!" And I'm gonna pull out a flute-like device, which is one of my ciphers. I'm gonna play a happy tone.
Covering my
And
ears.
those who haven't plugged their ears become ecstatic for a minute, and the difficulty of all their actions is increased by 2.
Okay.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna
I'm glad
say
I'm the musician here and not you. I make friendlier tunes.
Then you best cover your ears.
all right.
Yeah.
So we'll know whether that works here in a
That's all
moment.
covered.
We're not gonna make. There's no roll for that as far as I know. So we're not gonna roll for that cipher. And then
Now the question is, does this creature have ears?
Oh God.
Yeah. Sorry to bring that up, but
Reginald, it is now your turn. You're on a rock with a creature that just bit you. Ahead of you,
So-
Tanis
Yeah.
has stopped, and your choices are to either. Well, you should know what your choices are. You have plenty of
Yeah.
choices.
indeed. I mean, okay, so do I see this thing like whimpering in pain at the sound of this horrific music?
It's you can see that it's shaking its head. It's shaking its head, but you can't tell whether that means
Ooh.
anything or not.
Well,
You can tell it's
It's a
probably
pity.
irritated.
the problem with Regenhard is that he's quite vindictive. I'm gonna strike at it. I'm gonna try to at least knock it off the rock,
Great.
No.
Okay.
but possibly end its misery as well. You know, that would be a bonus. I'm not gonna apply effort or anything, but I'm gonna try to hit it. So don't tell me the target number. I want to be surprised.
Okay.
So I'm gonna attack it with my broadsword and just. No, wait. Actually, I'm gonna use my bash as well.
Good. That's what I was wondering. So
Yeah. So and I have actually a might edge, so it doesn't change anything, right?
that sounds right.
Yeah. So it's just 1 extra point of damage if I hit. So it's all up to
Okay.
the dice. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's
Go
a
ahead.
15. 15.
Okay. So
Nice.
you strike it. Your broadsword does. You strike it very well. It
That's
is
5.
injured, and your broadsword does 5 points of damage, 4 plus the 1. So, yep. It is. You did not manage to knock it off. I think like with a 19 or a 20, you might have been able to knock it off, but
Yeah. So I can I see that the rock, this rock creature is a bit cracked now.
yes, and then you can tell
Put
that's
the sword
actually.
into the stone.
Even though it looked like rock from a distance, when you bite into it with your weapon, you know that it is flesh and blood.
Ah, right. Interesting.
So, and it was perhaps it was the way it was laying down, and the hairy fronds kind of looked like an outcropping of metal. But now that it's moving around, you can tell that it's flesh and blood, with large fronds out of the top of its head. And so now it's a matter of Chimrot.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I'll go for an onslaught attacks. Which inflicts-
Okay.
Blow its mind with your magic.
So since everybody has stopped, you guys are floating down the
Yeah, and
river.
I mean,
The-
do these rocks look safe?
The rocks are, well, you're on a big enough boulder that the two of you fit, and the creature, and because of all the movement from the combat and stuff, the rocks are wobbly, but not like tipping over or anything. If somebody got close to the edge, maybe it might tip in one direction or another. But right now, you guys are okay.
Close to the edge.
And it is Chamra is going to cast his onslaught.
Okay. The target number then is
It's still it's going to be a difficulty 5 unless you reduce it with any kind of things that you want to reduce it with.
okay. Well, I think I'll reduce it again with
Okay,
by 1 level of effort.
right. So you apply your level of effort. So the target number is a 12.
Yes.
Ooh.
Exciting. Wish me more luck, guys.
Yeah, a little bit of luck.
Oh, it's an 11 again.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
so you
Oh.
fire.
So bad.
So you fire your bolt of energy, and it kicks up dirt around the creature, but does not strike it or move it or anything. The creature strikes back at Reginald with a short leap on the rock that makes the rock start tilting. the difficulty of the roll is reduced by 2 because of the sound that Tannis provided. So your speed roll is now is a difficulty of 3. So you make a speed roll for defense against the creature.
Yeah,
As
I'm
it
just
tries to.
I'm just considering using effort again to avoid it, because yeah, I'm pretty roughed up. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So I'm using 3 points again. I don't have any
Okay.
edge, so it should be a difficulty of 2. So
Yep. So yep.
anything over a 6, come on, don't give me a 1 now, and I fall off.
Oh boy.
Ah!
Mm.
Oh my god, this is it. This is it. Game over, guys. Nice
Oh,
playing,
no.
you guys.
So Reginald,
I
you
got-
take
I got
another.
timing.
I don't know how much might do you have left, to be honest.
I've got. So how much damage did I take now? Was that?
That's a 5 minus whatever your armor soak is. So.
Oh yeah. So I have 3 might left.
So 4 to reduce it. So it reduces you to 0. So basically, what happens now is you've become debilitated.
Wait. No. I had
Oh.
I had 7 before.
Oh, okay.
Now I
So
have 3.
okay, my bad. So now
Yeah.
you have 3. So you
Yeah.
still are good. As long as you
Yeah.
guys don't hit 0,
Yeah.
it won't move you down the damage track. So there's a damage track as in addition to your pools. When one of your pools gets reduced to 0, you become debilitated. And then if
Yeah.
another one becomes 0, then you become like another whatever the next level is. But
Let's hope we
there's
don't
only
get to see that.
yeah. So that's actually right. I'll be very surprised if that happens, but at the same time. All right, so that's Reginald. My creature attacked. It's now Tannis's turn.
Okay, so I'm assuming the flute did nothing because it has no ears.
No, you can't tell from where you're at, but out of character, the flute did move his attacks down 2. It did work,
Okay.
but you
okay.
can't tell. But I'm just giving you that as so that you didn't think you wasted it.
Oh, okay,
So-
cool. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I'm wrong
You can,
ahead. What am I?
You can just see me whimpering in pain, but also you can see the thing that's bothering me even more. I'm distraught at this creature having chomped off a bit of my orange, black, and red clothes they were very expensive, and they were my
That he
signature.
worked so
clothes.
hard to get that he worked so hard
Yeah.
for.
So I'm
Yeah,
frustrated.
Get the
Help.
mental adept to go first, they said. It would be fun, they said.
Yeah, that.
Okay, oh my god, I have nothing in the way of range weapons unless you want me to hop over and like smack him with my stick. So instead, I'm going to grab the rope that's still attached around my waist, which I'm assuming is still attached to you, or you're holding onto it, or what have you.
It's attached to me. Yeah, I basically
Okay,
made a knot. So yeah, it's on me.
Okay, I'm going to try, but keep in mind that I'm very brain smart and not really strong in anything else, but I'm going to try and pull you towards me. And using the updraft to hopefully take some of the edge off of your weight.
Okay.
Just to get me out of trouble. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
At least out of biting range.
So you're not going to
Shimrat instead.
right. Well, it'll probably pull all since everybody's working together. So
yeah. All right, fine. That's true.
it could bite Reginald. So, but for Tannis to understand, you're not moving or you are moving. You're just going to pull or you're going to move as you pull.
I think it would be too challenging to move and pull because I think I would have if I'm grounded, just kind of like spread my stance and kind of go into a low squat and yank. Then at least if they fall a little bit short, I'll still be grounded and try to pull them up versus me being airborne and us just all falling down like
that's
silly people that we are.
Slightly worse. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stay put and just yank.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Okay, so we'll say that is going to be you're actually trying to pull. We're going to say that's a difficulty 5 maneuver. You can reduce that through effort if you want, and or any other things that you might have, abilities that you might have. Let's see here. I'm looking to see if you have anything that would help you out here, but I don't actually see anything.
Yeah, so if I do reduce it by effort, it just means my might goes down by 3, so it goes from 8 to a 5.
Yep.
Okay. And then is might also like my health? Is that how that works?
all your pools are health, but might is the normal one that is attacked by physical attacks. So if you don't have any might left, then you would start losing it off of another one, probably speed next and then intellect.
Oh, well, that's interesting. So I'm
Yes.
literally dying trying to get you guys across this chasm.
So now you guys can spend. Now you can get your might. You can get your pool back by resting. So on the there's 4 rest periods that you can take. The first one only requires 1 action to gain a die 6 plus 1 point. After that, the next rest period would require 10 minutes of rest. So you won't be able to do that in a combat, but it does take an action to do. So you pull them across, and then if you want to take the next turn to rest, you guys can. Or you don't have to. It's completely up to you. But during combat, or during one day, you get 4 rest periods. The first rest period only takes 1 action. The best time to spend that would be in combat, since it's, because none of the other ones would work within combat because they take too long. You wouldn't have time to rest.
Okay. I don't think I need it right now. I will use 3 points of might, so my pool will go down to 5 to bring that down.
Great.
That's just right.
And so go ahead and make your roll, and we'll see what happens.
Come on.
3.
Oh no.
Oh,
So what happens?
So okay. So what happens is you pull both Reginald and Shimrot hard enough to move them on the stone that they are on, but they don't go flying through the air or come towards you. You basically knock them off balance, and their attacks on the next round will be 1 difficult higher than what they were.
Oh.
And that is going to be our second GM intrusion. The first one against Reginald and the second one against Tanis, basically. But it's going to affect Reginald and Shimrot. So, okay, so yeah, that's basically what's going to happen. You guys are still battling it out, and it is now Reginald. You've just been there's a communication error or whatever, but anyways, Tanis just pulled the rope and jerked you off of your balance, and so anything you try and do now is going to be harder than what it was a moment ago. But it is your turn to try whatever you want to do.
Right.
Am I helping? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And I'm basically Reinhard is like laying there in pain, and he's thinking, "Why the hell didn't I use the cipher? Why didn't I use the cipher? Seriously, if I get hit, I could teleport to another place."
Oh. Yeah.
And so now I'm asking, if I sort of just punch this little cipher, can I teleport to another rock and to safety and activate it, even though it's not like?
So you'll have to wait until you
inflict the
get
damage.
hit again, probably. No, you will have to.
Okay, I have to get hit for.
You got to get hit, and it has to be enough to inflict damage. So.
Right, so I'm thinking if perhaps, since I have 3 might left, okay, hear me out on this one. I'm considering asking Shimrat to hit me with 2 damage with a light weapon, so that I might teleport to safety.
all right, this might be our way out. Yeah.
So
Give me
would
hand,
that
okay.
be like that should So that should be a routine action, right? Because I'm just standing there, hit me, come on, do it, bring it on, crucify me. Do what?
Oh my god.
So
That's-
let's see here.
Where would that take us, though, is the question.
Well, I'm sort of saying that to Shimrad. Okay, do that if you must. But if I don't make this jump, I'm gonna try to get out of safety without being harmed. But if anything happens, he can act before this creature, and that will be a better way for me to keep safe, actually. So,
So yeah, on that thing that you're talking about, you choose where you're going to end up but it's still within immediate range. So you can only be able to move within 10 feet. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can move to another rock. Let's see here. I'm looking here. Teleport to a spot he desires in the immediate range. So yeah. So within 10 feet you could move. So you could actually teleport off of that rock onto another rock.
which
But it
would
still
mean
would
that-
be-
yeah.
someplace that creature would be able to move if it so desired. However, it would have
I
to
suppose
spend an
it's
action
quite.
moving.
Yeah, indeed. I think he's quite agile at moving here since
Yeah.
he lives here. This creature.
Yeah, but
Um,
that device is a defensive device. So once you start teleporting, it increases his difficulty on attacks.
yeah.
So
Exactly.
so the teleportation actually benefits you in terms of makes your defense easier.
Yeah.
Is basically the goal.
Yeah, indeed. I'm just gonna. How sort of debilitated does he look? How hurt is he from my? What can I see?
So you can see that he's bleeding, but you can't tell whether or not he hasn't given up, and he's very angry. So
You
for
know,
whatever reason.
you fight to the end. I'm gonna attack him. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand here and strike, and I hope you will end him for me. No more escaping, no more running away. It hasn't worked. We get low rolls. I think it's some Numenera god that's punishing us for cowardice. So I'm gonna roll a d20, and well, if I did apply effort, I would be debilitated. So I'm just gonna try to strike it.
Okay.
But yeah.
So go ahead and make your roll.
Did I have a -2 also for defending, or was that just for attacks because of that noise from Tannis Cipher?
No, it's not defending. You're attacking. So, I mean, its
Yeah.
defense is your attack roll. So that's not affecting it.
Oh
no,
yeah.
so-
Oh yeah. I see. I see. Okay. Wish me luck.
Okay.
That's a 5.
Oh my gosh, you guys' rolls are
man.
terrible.
I fucking flunked
So
it.
bad.
So you swing over its head basically and don't hurt it at all. It is now I think Chimrot's turn.
As I miss it, I shout out, "Put everything into this one attack. It might be save my life. Please, Chimrat, this one time you can help me."
So you still want me to hit you?
No.
Okay.
Abort.
Okay. Shimrat, I think, is going for another try with the onslaught ability, actually.
Okay.
So,
Put some effort in, man.
yes,
Please.
of course, and I'm applying 1 level of effort,
Sure.
which leaves me with
And-
5 points in intellect pool. And
That's so it'll be a difficulty of 4, a target of 12.
Okay. Oh, it's a 7.
Oh my gosh. You guys all need new dice.
Oh
All
man,
right,
I'm going through
so-
like 3 d20s right now, and all of them are failing me today.
I feel for you. That's the problem with random sometimes, is it just is not working out. So I think it is the creature's turn. Apologies. I was just trying to see if our other player was. Where'd the? Hey, I can't find my. Oh, there it is.
Jump in and save me.
There it is. Yeah, I was trying to see if he was like ready to play, but it doesn't look like he's checking Facebook yet. So.
All right.
All right. So
Deus Ex Machina, a new player joins.
Our savior.
Yeah.
the creature is going to continue to attack who it's been attacking. So you can make a defense roll with your
Yeah.
normal challenge rating of 5, and then your speed intellect or your speed pool is where you would pull any kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have 3 speed
Effort
left
out.
after this one. But
So your pools are low.
yeah, they are, but
That's what it's supposed to. I think that's the way the game's supposed to work, though.
yeah, I think so too. Can't I try to use hedge magic to try to? No, I can't do that on a defensive roll, I guess. To use intellect pool and try to. I don't know,
No,
make an
you can.
illusion
No,
of-
you're gonna. Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So sure, if you want to use your hedge magic in order to trick
Yeah,
it, rather than
And then I could put 2 levels of effort in for
I'll
that.
let you. Yeah, I'll let. Well, you can still only do 1 level of effort.
Oh,
One
I can,
level
yeah.
of effort as a. But I'll allow you to use your intellect pool if you're going to use hedge magic to try and defend yourself. I'll allow that.
Can I just ask, would that be helpful? Or is it just going to be like a 15?
Well, it'll reduce your. That'll give you a larger pool to work from. That's not going to. The effort is still only going to reduce it down 1 level.
Yeah, it's basically the same, just trying to avoid the attack. So.
Right.
Okay.
So you
so-
describe what you're doing with your hedge magic in order to try and protect yourself.
Yeah, I'm just feeling. I don't want to just jump around. I'm feeling pretty stressed out and not so agile at just avoiding it right now. So I'm trying to move in little motions back and forth, and then it looks like there's a second one next to me, and that one is sort of making a rude gesture at him. So he will attack that one.
Okay. So we'll go with that. So go ahead and make your defense roll.
All right. 15.
Okay,
Oh.
so it is fooled and tries to attack your doppelganger.
Yes.
and,
Somehow he understands giving him the finger. He understands that universal language.
And so he is actually off balance now. And it becomes Tanis's turn again.
Okay. So, God, I don't know what to do.
Fight it out. Help us. Come on.
That's true. Okay, you know what? They're still all on a separate rock, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but the rock toad has followed them, or is he still on the 3rd rock?
Oh, we can't.
Oh, sorry,
you're
I think you're muted.
Yeah, Matt, you're muted.
Thank you. Okay, so they are on the same rock. Reginald, Shamrot, and the creature have not moved for the last 15 or 20 seconds, which is about the 3 rounds or so that you've been 3 or 4 rounds that you've been fighting it. And you have not really moved either because you kind of stopped to assist from where you're at.
Okay, I'm gonna leap back so to the rock that they're all standing on, so that I can actually be of use rather than just making everybody off balance. So I'm
Okay.
gonna try and jump to the rock, keeping the airflows in mind.
And so you'll be able to make that leap. It's not that far. It's still kind of, even though you're making a leap, it's still immediate range. So I'll allow you to do an attack at the same time as you leap if you want to try.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a jump attack.
Rather, it'll be a difficulty 5 still, and then if you want to try and reduce it somehow, you may.
Okay, difficulty 5. And so being proficient with jumping would bring it down to 4, possibly.
Okay, sure, I'll allow that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so difficulty of 12. And oh my god. Okay, I want to use another 3 points of might because I feel like if we don't get past this, this is it. So
Yeah.
my pool of might is now 2.
Okay,
Shit, man.
and so that's a difficulty of 3. And make your
Yes.
roll. So you need a 6 or a 9 or better.
Okay, okay.
I'm rooting for you guys.
Oh my god. 20!
Okay, so
Woo!
you
Nice.
get in addition to, you can give it the damage that you normally give it plus 4 damage, or you can give it a major effect of your choice. You decide and tell me. And your pool cost is negated. You didn't, even though you spent effort, you get those points back.
Oh, that's
That
so
is what
nice.
happens on a 20.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Okay, question. Is this rock toad currently chomped onto Reginald, or did he just
Oh no,
chomp and
it's
let
been
go?
chomping and letting go. I mean, it's trying to, it's attacking and then releasing, attacking and releasing.
I just gotta mention one thing. That I
Okay.
actually, when I got a 20 before, I used effort for the jump, so I.
So you should get that back too as
Yeah,
well.
so I actually have 6.
Yep.
I'm pretty
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay,
So-
well, my major effect, if possible, while I am leaping to the rock that they're at, I'd like to do like a somersault in midair, so that rather than hands forward, I'm going feet forward, and I just want to like kick the rock toad off the rock into the chasm,
Okay.
if possible.
So
And then the
Tanis,
air carries it up.
so Tanis flips back towards you guys, and you see her come in feet first onto the rock that you're on, slamming into the creature and knocking it, plummeting off of the rock that it is on. You hear it roar from below, far below. It may have missed the first or the second layer and is down a couple of layers from where you're at. You are no longer in immediate danger. However, fighting it for the last 2 or 3 rounds, you did notice that its legs were very bulky, as if it is very used to jumping. And it is now Reginald's turn to decide. We're back to trying to get across, or whatever you guys want to do. It's up to you guys.
So we're still like
And you
we're walking on eggshells right here, right? On these rocks.
Well, it's still a challenge 4 to get across. You haven't moved in a few turns, but the rocks are still flowing downriver, or
Yeah,
downstream.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is we can't like rest here, right?
Mm-mm. That thing's
Well,
gonna
not
come
in
back.
any way.
It's got big
Yeah.
muscular legs.
Oh yeah. So fine. Yeah, I was thinking of bringing up my harp and playing Jolly Tune for us all to get some good rest.
We can be jolly on the other side.
Yeah, so I'll just let out. Oh, you're gonna have the glorious, most legendary songs being sung from me after this. And
I go,
people
yes,
can know.
okay. Move now, song later.
Fine. So I basically urge you on actually, Mabel, that you're like in the front of the rope, right? I should be in the middle, as I've understood it.
I guess. Okay, you're gonna make the mind person go first again.
Well, you're the jumper.
Okay, sounds good.
So yeah, I'm just gonna basically. Can I like rest one turn, even though it's not?
You can rest. So all you guys can spend 1 action to rest if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So Reginald,
Well,
yes, you can rest for
I'm basically
1 turn.
I'm forfeiting my turn and resting a bit while I'm letting. What's your name again?
Tanis.
Your character's name. Yeah, Tanis, right. Well, I'm letting Tanis jump ahead.
Okay. So we'll switch to Tanis then, unless Chimrot has something that he wants to do.
Do I get something from resting?
Yeah, 1 die 6 plus 1, and then you spread that amongst your stats as you please. So you can put them all in one, or you can spread them apart.
I got one. Fuck.
So you get 2.
Well, that makes sense though. I can't really rest in these circumstances, you know.
Yes. So you guys shrug off a little bit of the damage, but not too much. So you get 2 points. You can put that wherever you want. Basically, you can split it up, or you can put it all in one. However you want to.
Yeah, I put 1 in speed and 1 in might, so I get 7 in both now.
Okay. My hand is like cramping up. I don't know why. All right. So Chimrot, did you want to do anything, or do you also pass your turn too?
Yeah, well, Chimra takes time to rest as well, I think, because staying close to Reginald and everything.
Okay, so you can also take your the 1 die 6 plus 1 and then put it wherever you need.
Okay, I got a 2, so it's 3 then.
3. Yep. And so then we're at Tanis. Tanis, you are once again the point on jumping across. You figure from where you're at, if there's no more incidents, and you can keep ahead of the creature that you've been fighting. And this is all happening very rapidly in your mind. That 4 jumps maybe. So probably a roll, 4 jumps as long as everybody cooperates. So basically 4 tries.
Look back at my companions. It's like disbelief as we go from a fighting stance to 2 of you guys just dropping like cross-legged and just like, now I can rest. And I'm like,
you can at least understand it with me, man.
Okay, I'm gonna try and jump towards the side that we're trying to reach without resting for the time being.
Right. So like for me, the way I see the rest or the 1 round rest is I see it like, rather than
that, yeah.
it's like just a few seconds
I'm
of
putting out my camping equipment,
So right. So
I'm still judgmental.
it's 1.
That's just my
But no, I understand. I would be judgmental too. If it's like, hey, you pull us along.
Yeah. What are you doing? Jack shit.
Oh,
So okay, so it's still a difficulty 4 leap, or however you want, whatever else you would want to do. So right now the difficulty is 4 though.
Oh, I've never thought that like a 9 or a 12 was such a difficult number to reach, but
I
today
know,
the
that's
rolls have
why-
just been so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I don't have a lot of might points left, so I'm just going to try and leave it
Sure.
at 4. Although it's a
Okay.
3 because of my
It's a
jumping.
3 because of your, yep, exactly.
Okay.
And it's good that you guys remember that yourselves so that I don't have to try.
Yeah, well, we don't want to
We
die.
Yeah, that's the best way
Well.
of remembering. Hey, nice.
There you go. So you make the leap, and your group is successful at moving forward. The 2 guys have finished their rest and move along with you. And it is now Reginald's turn to support the group with what he wants to do.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna try to leap ahead and as well as I can. I'm
And
wondering
so-
if I'm gonna apply effort. I mean, are these like? Is this air coming from down below still? Can I try use
Oh
that?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you can use that.
I'm just gonna sort of let my clothes. I have like this sort of robe-like clothes over, so I'm just gonna let that so I can fly on the breeze a bit more. I'm gonna open up my robe.
So using that will decrease your.
That sounds-
Well,
You're gonna
you-
flash us and fly.
Yes. Well, of course, you know.
So
I'm
it will
an
decrease by
entertainer.
none. Yep. You are the entertainer.
My entertainment might not be to your pleasure, but
This is the
Okay.
part where I missed my landing now because of that, and I tumbled to my death.
that would
Thanks,
be
thanks.
understandable. Yeah. So yeah, let's go. I got
Okay.
16. Yeah.
There you go. So you make the leap, and you're now supporting Chamrit and Tanis's efforts forward, and you guys make it another thing forward. In the meantime, it is now Chimrot's turn to support or hinder the group.
I think hinder.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea. I think. Anyway, what was it I did before with the hedge magic thing? I could help people with.
You
Oh yeah.
yeah, you supported a rock that everybody was on to give them better balance. If you wanted to try that again, you can. I think it added another. If you were successful, it gave them another difficulty down step, is what it did. If I remember right.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, is that just for one round or?
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be for whoever's next, which would be Tanis.
Okay, I think I'll do that. Okay, what is 1 intellect point, and I'll apply some effort as well.
Okay.
2 points. So, okay, what's the target level now? It's 4.
So
I
it'll
think
be a
that's 3 points actually. You gotta use because you use one
Oh.
for the edge magic and then the edge lowers that one. It doesn't lower both of them, you know. So instead of 4 points, it's 3. You say.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you're gonna use 3 points. Yeah. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah. So the target number is 12 now, or what is it?
No, the target number now would be 9 if you used effort.
Okay. So let's see. Oh, it's a 5.
I don't like this. Oh, come on.
You gotta let go of his hand, man.
What did he say?
Oh,
What did you get?
I got a 5. So
Okay, so you're not successful at helping, but you haven't hindered anybody. So it's up to Tanis to pull up the slack, and she
Oh,
gets to
Lord.
do it without any kind of help from Chimrot's effort. As your hedge magic doesn't quite do what you expected it to do this time.
Chimera, I mean, every time on stage, you don't get stage fright. What's with you today? Come on.
well,
So
I'm
how
used
far-
to doing. I'm used to
go
doing
ahead.
illusions, faking things. It's
Oh, and this is for real. I see.
yeah, doing things for real is
Good point.
I'm good when it doesn't count, but now that it does, I'm not good.
So I think that
Yeah.
you
That's
need
encouraging.
two more successes, if that's what you were asking. How
Yes,
much
yes,
further?
okay.
Okay, so you need 2 more successes, one from you or 2 from the party. And if you fumbled again, that would be bad. But before you go, you hear a roar from below, and the creature is now on the same level as you, but 2 stones behind.
Okay, nope, I'm not joking around. I'm using 3 points of might, so my pool is now 2. So with my jumping ability, the task difficulty should be a 2.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
You guys
because
are picking up.
I'm not joking around anymore. I want to get the heck out of Dodge. So target number to beat is 6, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And we got a 5.
Oh, it's a 6.
Good. That's exactly
Is
what
that a pass or a fail?
That's a pass. 6 or better.
Oh, is it?
Yep. Ties go to the players.
Effort matters,
So
man.
effort
Oh,
matters.
man.
And so you leap forward, arms akimbo to catch the wind as normal, and draw the others with you, and land. So now the creature is 3 stones away. Definitely, it could probably. Well, you're not sure, but since it was able to leap up 2 or 3 levels to the level that you're on, you assume that it could probably reach you if it wanted to, or if it on its next turn. And we're at Reginald. You can see the edge of the chasm on the other side. You're almost there. It's completely up to what happens next with your attempt. Whatever
So
you're trying
it's just
to do.
one roll left, or what?
One roll left is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Unless
Do I want to apply effort on? I don't know. It's so low. Okay, I'm gonna say this is gonna bite me in the ass if I don't apply effort. So I'm not going to. I want this to bite me in the ass. So I learned a lesson.
Oh, man.
Okay, let's see what I get.
okay.
16 again.
Okay, there you go. So
Fuck yeah! Just
between
I'm not trying.
Tanis's jump and Reginar's assistance following through and dragging Chimera along for the ride, you guys clamber up the edge, the lip of the chasm, and spend maybe a half a moment to catch your breath at the edge before you move away from the edge because the creature is still behind you. And I think, what do you guys want to do? You're at the edge of you've reached the other side.
And there's nothing more we need to like climb to get up or anything to safety.
No, you've reached. You're up.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
on the other side. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just saying if there was something more. Yeah, okay. I want to use my climbing. You see.
I'd like to use
don't
my
know.
short rest now that we're safe. If that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, if you're gonna rest, I'm gonna rest for
Yeah.
one round as well.
Okay,
Shimmer
so now
does-
yours would be the 10-minute rest. So you'll need to spend at least 10 minutes resting for your next healing point there,
Oh,
Reg. And
Well,
that's
okay.
completely up to you guys. She can use her round, and you can use your 10 minutes if you want, or you don't have to.
Yeah,
It's D6 plus 1, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So
And if-
yeah,
Go ahead and roll.
Okay, I got a 3. So
I'm going to go
4
mute.
altogether?
Go ahead. Yeah, and then you also, Reg, if you're going to rest, go ahead and do that too.
no, not for 10 minutes. I mean, this
Oh.
creature is right behind us, right?
Right. Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
I
So
know.
that's what. Okay.
So
So when you
I'm gonna
Go
pick
ahead.
up my crossbow, and I'm gonna try to snipe this thing. All right?
Oh,
Sure.
you're gonna make it angry.
It's not angry already. It almost hit me.
It's true.
into-
It's probably already angry.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's it's still a difficulty 5 shot, but it's definitely within range of your crossbow.
So that would be the speed pool if I was to apply effort, right?
I believe so. You're right.
Yeah, because it's the aim. That's dexterity. Yeah. I got 12 bolts on me. Yeah, I don't want to use anything else. No, I'm just gonna straight off fire a crossbow bolt. So that's a 15, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to shoot it.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh, and it's a 6. Where was my 16 when I needed it? That much.
Your bolt goes wide, and it seems as if maybe the wind shooting out of the chasm is interfering with your ranged attack.
Yeah.
The creature itself
I
is
blame it on
kind
that.
of
Blame it on the controller.
looks at you for a moment and then decides maybe that it's not worth it and doesn't want to leave the safety of the chasm where it is strongest, and it starts floating down away from you guys.
Hey, I scared it away, man.
Right.
remaining on one of the rocks. And on that note, you guys can discuss what you want to do next and take a rest if you want. I have to, or you
Yes,
can
please.
take a bio break if you don't mind. I got to go to the restroom real quick.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
We can take. We can role play really well. We take a break in game and a break in real life.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
take like a few minutes. I gotta grab something to eat anyways.
Okay,
Yeah,
That sounds
excellent.
Yep.
good.
good.
Okay, see you in a bit.
I'll be back in a minute.
So, Max, you still here?
Yeah. I need to go to
Yeah.
the restroom as well, real quick, but it'll take 30 seconds or something.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you want to say? Anything?
No, not actually. Go for that first. So I'll see you here in a moment.
Yep.
All right. Be right back.
Okay. So how's everything going so far, Tanis?
Yep, so far so good. Get myself something to eat.
Good plan. My brother's cooking a roast, I think.
Oh, that sounds great.
It does sound good, but it's gonna be a few more hours before it's ready, probably.
Fair.
Well, I have to say, you guys, I think I described it a little bit better this time than I did last night. So you guys caught on a lot faster than the other group.
Oh,
However, the other group had a lot better rolls against the combat part of it and a lot worse rolls against the crossing of the thing. So they were struggling with crossing, but they were able to dispatch the beast, and you guys were able to cross but weren't able to dispatch the beast.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of an interesting change.
that's half the fun though, the struggle.
Oh,
Well,
but
I
they
have
were-
to admit, you guys seem to be having. I'm gonna try and stop talking as much. That's why I've been putting myself on mute, because I seem to keep stepping on what you guys are saying. So if I'm on mute, that's why.
That's okay. It's hard
Don't
to
worry.
speak in turn when it's an online game.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, yeah, that's one of the first things I noticed compared to real life when I tried this.
Yeah, that's been a problem with me too, and I like to talk. So unfortunately, as a DM, that's not really description, and then wait for you guys to say stuff. And I have a bad habit of interrupting, so I'm trying to correct that.
It's working fine. Don't worry about it.
So is Max back?
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay.
yeah, I'm back.
So you guys are going to spend the time to rest? Is that what you want to do? And still,
Yeah. So is that like another D6 plus 1?
yes. So that's 10 minutes to
Oh.
rest, a 10-minute rest. Then you still have 2, but your next rest will actually require an hour. And the
Yeah.
third one would be going to bed for that evening. So you have 1 for the day and then 1 in the evening.
Okay, I'll take the
Right,
10-minute rest as
so-
well, just because my might is pretty low.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm calling it. I'm gonna get another one. Let's see if I get it. Ah, 4.
Ooh, roll
Okay.
the 6.
Okay, there you guys go.
Ooh.
So what is that?
Ah, so 5.
It was a D6, right? Rest.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, a 6. It was a.
Okay. And I still
okay,
get the
6
lowest
plus
roll.
1. It's 6 plus 7.
Yeah.
That's
It's better than a 1.
It is. It sure is.
okay.
All right, we're not going to do any of that. We might do it. Okay. Whoops. I'm not. I think I'm muted. Oh, maybe I'm not muted. Okay.
You're fine.
So you guys rest for 10 minutes, catching your breath. And off in the distance to the east, you still see that cloud that is not behaving as the rest of the cloudy day. The sun is poking its head out here and there, obviously, and the grass is not necessarily greener on this side, but it is. There is a sparse grass here and there along the ground. It's kind of rolly country, rolling hills, and grass and trees. A normal amount of bird activity in the sky, nothing unusual there. And you don't see any kind of immediate threat. You can proceed on in whatever direction you want. You can either follow the river or head east, or whatever you guys want to do is up to you.
So I basically jump on Chimrad. Hey, I know your old tricks of like wisps of magic and all that, but have you seen any cloud like that?
No,
There's
I
got to be
haven't.
something about it. You haven't?
I think it would be a good idea to check it out, really. So,
Oh, now that's intrigued. How original. All right.
okay. Oh, your sense of sarcasm.
Oh, yes, I can. Well, I don't have any better ideas, so and I'm quite curious
favorite
myself,
for
I will
tomorrow.
admit.
Although I want to say, this grass that we're walking through, it's sparse, right? It's not like savanna waist-high grass, because I don't want to be ambushed by any more frogs.
Yes, it is sparse, and as it's not waist-high grass, it is sparse and not dense at all. The land itself, there's no path that you're following right now. However, about maybe a couple of hours in, you do find a footpath of some sort, and it's heading in the direction that you're traveling. It looks like it's following the terrain, so it probably rolled around a hill, and you guys just sort of intersect it. So there's been some foot traffic, at least along this path. And as you get closer, you can see glints of shiny bits of metal or something glinting off of the sun within the cloud. Whether it's glass or metal, you can't really tell. And that gets more and more obvious that something is up there as you go. And the cloud itself gets more massive and more obvious the closer you get to it. In addition, there is something dangling out of the cloud. And as you cross a hill, you kind of look down into a small depression in the ground, and there's a village beneath the cloud, and the cloud itself is obviously some sort of floating citadel. And the dangling piece that is coming off of it is a giant chain that is basically dangling down to the ground and then chained on the far side of the village to the ground, or it's basically tethered to the ground. The cloud itself is emanating from the citadel as if smoke, or it's hard to tell whether it's smoke or self-created, but it's a fog of some sort that has enveloped the citadel, but is not hiding it from view at all.
How large was this village down in the depression?
It's pretty small. You get the sense that maybe 15 or 20 buildings, a few long houses, maybe large families dwell within. You can see, as you get closer, you can see they're working small plots of land for food. And you actually see a few people herding a local herd animal with 6 legs and a long neck, but it's called like an Elendatron, and is a normal herd animal similar to cattle from our time, something that they herd for food in the Ninth World, even in the Steadfast where you're from. It's a common creature that is not domesticated, but definitely a food source for the people.
Okay. I suggest maybe, do we want to head down to the village, just make some inquiries as to this floating entity in the sky?
Yeah, I wonder, is it safe? I mean, I'm wondering in return, does it look civil enough that we should be worried about it? I mean, perhaps it's some,
weird cult or something.
just waiting for an abbot. Yeah, it looks quite nice, I suppose, but.
Yeah, you'd think cults would be well hidden, though, and kind of be secretive, so it's pretty hard to hide a big cloud that's, like, bolted to the ground. So I'd like to think that they have some reason for being here that's valid.
Well, also, that's like a big post saying, come here, we won't be mean to you, right?
That's true.
I mean, they're just alluring travelers that are off to find something interesting and perhaps to trap them.
We can make a cautious inquiry on the outskirts rather than going right in and getting stuck.
Yeah.
I'm on that idea. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So you guys approach somebody, a villager that is tending its small herd of Entelodon. That's such a weird word.
Yeah.
I had to practice that a couple of times to get that to sound natural when I said it. Typical peasant looking down at the ground as you approach, hat takes his hat off his head and holds it in his hand. Um, um,
I walk
And,
forth with my harp in hand and playing an old tune from my home village, trying to greet him as.
and he so when you start playing the music, his eyes kind of glance up a little bit, and then he shuffles his feet and smiles a little bit and says, "Masters, it's been a long time since we've seen a troop come through. Would I'm sure that you'd be welcome into town."
Finally, someone refers to me by my true title. I appreciate that.
I audibly roll my eyes and groan. My good man, what is the name of this village of yours? And what is that strange cloud that is chained to the ground above you?
The Numenera, it's blessed and cursed us, he says. For a long time, the Citadel was our benefactor, but lately it's been more of a curse and an albatross. But we have no way of fixing it or being rid of it, and it's much too expensive to move. And he says, "But I don't know too much about that. You'll have to ask more men wiser than I."
And who would that be?
He says, "Well, our elder, she's sick in bed, but home ridden, but she might welcome you in. And her right hand is Trummel, who is another hardy woman who keeps the peace around here. Either one of those would. But there's a tap house, and I'll bet you if you went there, they would really love to hear the music that you've brought with you from wherever you've come." He says,
I just look proud, and oh yes, they would.
and he says,
I'm a fan of that.
but yes, the Citadel, for the longest time we were. It gave us good luck and good crops, but lately our crops have been stunted, and of course you can see the smoke. That didn't. It's like poisoning the air. It seems almost sometimes. Although none of our folk are sick other than our leader. But of course she is old. She is old, so that could just be because she is old.
Forgive the presumption, but if you are unable to move this Numenera, this mysterious cloud above you, could you not just simply uproot the town and move someplace else?
Well, I mean, we've lived here for generations, and I don't know how feasible that would be to try and get everybody to move. I mean, there's been talk of that actually, and a few people have left, but perhaps the town might die as people leave in small numbers from here or there. But I don't think that the effort would be put in, or maybe it will. I don't know. Those are much. For me, I know that my family wants to stay and farm the land that we've farmed for generations.
Well, perhaps this is presumptuous of me to say, but I would assume that an uncertain future is better than a cursed one. But perhaps you're right. Perhaps we should seek out your elders and see what they have to say about the matter.
And he says, "Well, if you think that we should move, maybe you're right, but right now, I mean, this is still new, and maybe it'll fix itself. We don't know. I mean, we don't know enough about what's going on. So, but I am definitely not the one to talk of Numenera. I have my flock here and my little staff, and no Numenera to speak of to my name to understand or guide me on these kind of decisions. I don't know much about it other than that it exists and has always been above us."
I sort of knocked Shimrat on the shoulder. Hey, Shimrat, are you sure you don't know about this? I mean, you have that weird little book of yours. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and since I have quite a bit of knowledge about Numenera, so maybe we could investigate. I smell business opportunity, actually. Maybe we could convince this elder to give us a great reward if we take care of this problem of theirs. So
It's always the money with you.
I was gonna say, no wonder combat was hard. It's because we brought a businessman to the fight.
yeah, exactly. My fancy robes and everything.
Okay, well, this is your time to shine now, my friend.
Yes, well, I suggest we go to the village elders first, and maybe I can persuade them to, well, offer us something for our efforts.
Sounds
That
fair
sounds good.
enough. But okay, we do that. But if we just step by the tap house afterwards, I gotta play my music and see what the music scene is in
Yeah,
these parts.
It means more money, so, well, yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. You see, this is why we get along, despite him having horrible roles.
Okay, my good man, could you please point us in the direction of either the right-hand woman, Tremel, or the tap house, whichever direction is, whichever area is closest.
So yeah, he said, or he points out the tap house down in the village center, and says the tap house is there, and that building there is, if she's not around, is where Trummel lives, and he points to another building and says our elder lives there, and you've been so kind that if you want to stop in later for a bite to eat, and you don't find anything into your liking at the tap house, you're more than welcome to spend some time at my humble abode over here. I'm sure my wife would love to entertain you and to be entertained by the master bard here.
Well, absolutely.
Free
pro
food
quo.
is never wrong, right?
And I just knock him with my elbow. Oh, don't say that.
Well, that's very kind of you. We may, in fact, take you up on your offer if we choose to stay in town. We appreciate that.
Indeed.
And
But
he,
for now, we have a mystery to solve, so let us be off.
Let's.
Yes.
okay, so where are you going next?
Well, which one was closest, did he say?
The tap house.
Well, you know what I want.
All right, tap house it is, Master Bard. Show us
Let's
the
see
way.
what the look. Yeah. So I'll lead on in the direction he gives me.
Sure. So it's the middle of the day, and when you enter the tap house, when you enter the village, there are several inside in the center of the village near the tap house. You see several stalls. A few people are, bringing in food that they've probably picked that day or have stored somewhere, and set up stalls to sell amongst themselves and any travelers that might be coming by. It's mostly produce and a couple of meat stalls. There's a stall that says fish on it, but it's not open. And the tap house itself has a sign out front that says the happy ending. And oh, I'm sorry. Okay, that just came out.
I'm like,
And,
that was
Oh.
a good time at that tap house.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. But in any case, you see a couple of crossed mugs with frothing ale on the sign, and there's light from within, and a little bit of sound of talk of low murmur of talking as you approach the doors. When you enter, there's only a few people in there, including the barmaid who's cleaning a table as you enter, and a guy behind the bar with a dirty apron on and a mop of red hair. And he looks up when the door opens and is wide, and he gets a little bit of a smile, and he points at Reginald and says, the stage is over there.
Oh, yes, of course. I was told to come here by a great sign, and I was booked also, actually. So yeah, and I just Well, absolutely, sir. I shake his hand and walk up to the stage and sit there and make a big announcement. I have come from whatever my village is called to show you the light. Your great sickness will soon be over. And it will start by the sound of this tune. And I start playing in my...
Okay, now you sound like you're from a cult, just saying.
Well, excellent. This is what happens when you take the strong-willed guy to speak. He entertains, but a bit too much.
Let's see here. So, all right. So you start playing your song,
Yep.
and everybody in the, I'm assuming you're pretty good at this. So
Yeah, should I make a roll for it?
no,
No.
we're gonna.
Alright.
You're making a good first impression with your music and your song. A few people start clapping, giving you a beat, and
A beat to a harp solo. I like the sound of that.
and then in the meantime, the other two are free to do whatever you want. Shamrit and Tanis in the background of Reginard's music.
What I would like to do is I'd like to find somebody in the crowd who's listening to Reginald's music to see if they're amenable to conversation and just strike up small talk. Be like, oh, you come here often? Do you like this kind of music? Oh, okay, that's cool. So about that thing floating in the sky, and just strike up some conversation and glean bits of information.
Okay, so sure, the villager is actually pretty pleased that people are newcomers are here, and is more than willing to talk about nothing in particular, and he mentions some of the things that the other guy that you already talked to had said about. He doesn't talk about curses or anything, but he says the blasted thing above us, it's spewing out smoke, and we're losing people every day. We haven't been able to get any fish either for some reason. There's some sort of ghosts or something at the lake, and so the fishermen, the last two that tried, haven't come back, and nobody's could find them along the shore, but there seem to be ghosts. People hear voices at the lake. He says, the city itself, it's been smoking now. Maybe for the city above us has been smoking like that for weeks now, and I think that if it continues for much longer, we'll have to move or give up. He says.
I kind of frown curiously and I ask him, so it seems as if this entire area just geographically seems blighted. Is there a particular reason why you guys, as a town, as a community, why you haven't uprooted and moved already?
Well, up until a few weeks ago, this was a pretty nice area. I mean, we're at the confluence of two rivers, so we have plenty of wetlands for growing crops, and we're a small village, so we don't need a large amount of arable land. And we have our herds, and they're actually eat the hardy grass here much better than the jackalons that people herd further to the west. So the grass has always been good for the herds, and the land is arable enough to produce enough vegetables and a few fruits in the summertime for our small village. So it's only been a few weeks, and I don't know of anybody that would give up after only a few weeks of trouble. Do you?
You have a point. I didn't realize the timeline was so compressed. So maybe the better question to ask you now is, if this has only transpired over the last few weeks, may I ask what happened? Was there some kind of event that brought upon all of this calamity and all of this this strange blight and ghost in your lake? Was there some sort of event?
No, none that I can think of, other than, I mean, the smoke is the first that we knew that there was even a problem, and then The Ghost, I don't even know when that started. That's only started just in the last. I'm not sure exactly when that started. So, the smoke started a few weeks ago, and it's gotten steadily worse. And I think that just the constant reminder of it above us is what has got everybody in such a dump or a downer. And it's really exciting to have new people in the town, especially Bard, to tell us what's been going on um, in other villages, and also to maybe cheer everybody up.
I bite my tongue because I want to go, yes, yes, okay, he's lovely. We all know that, yes. But I decide not to.
At that point,
And I
I
nod.
basically yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna say I nod and I go. I just kind of like let the conversation kind of peter out, and I give the stage a side eye to make sure that you're not listening in and having your ego inflated any larger than it probably already is.
Yeah, that would be dangerous. Bad things happen when it's inflated anymore. It explodes.
Yeah, it'll block out the sun. All life will cease.
So Chimrot, what do you want to do?
So is Reginald still playing?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm actually just gonna finish my song, my old tale of my own hometown when we all had trouble, but we got together, and yeah,
Don't finish it just yet, because I was
I see you. Yeah, I see you nodding at me. Keep going, and I just add another verse to the song.
yes, because Shamrat is thinking of adding some illusions for special effects.
Oh,
I don't know, would that be a difficulty task or something, maybe?
If you do you want to roll? I mean, I'd let you do it as long as you. I don't see any reason why you couldn't just describe what you're doing.
Well, because
Um,
Shamrat wants to...
If you're trying to actually affect somebody, then yes, you would have to roll.
Okay, because he wants to add some effects to, well, make the audience more ecstatic.
Okay.
Anyway, so that
Sure.
will have to be a roll, I guess.
Okay. And then so we'll say that's going to be, because they're already pleased that there's a bard. I'm going to say it's a demanding task. So it's difficulty of 3. It's just a difficulty of 3 to start, and then if you want to decrease it somehow, you're welcome to.
Okay, difficulty of 3.
So
And
that's a
Shamrat...
target of 9.
Okay, and it's intellect, right?
Yeah.
Because it's an illusion. Okay. Target 9, I think I reduce it by 1 step. Apply effort. So, okay, what am I now?
I mean, this roll doesn't matter, so I think it will go well.
Oh, it becomes a 12, so it goes well.
It does go well. So basically, darts of light and shimmering force blanket the room and tune or in rhythm to the music, and everybody, you can see everybody sort of mesmerized, not just by the music now, but also by the images that flash across their face and across the wall and the ceiling, and definitely has had the effect that you wanted, as people are clapping more steadily and people are pounding their feet on the floor, and it's still just a few people, so it's not like a loud din or anything, but definitely people are a lot more enjoying the song and the entertainment a lot more than what they were just a few minutes ago before you had done that, even though
So as I see that, I want to take this opportunity, and so hey, someone bring me a beer, bring me a drink over here.
and so sure, the bar maid scurries over to the, obviously to comply with your thing, and the red-haired man hands her a drink, and she brings it over to the stage and curtsies slightly when she hands it off to you, and she gives you a little wink, and then flounces back to her cleaning up duties.
I bow most graciously, and I actually add a bit. I just raise my hands, and I want to make it obvious that I'm making this magic trick. I'm making some hedge magic myself, and I'm basically taking this little beer jug, and I'm gonna make it seem like there are more of them, and then make it seem like I'm passing it out to people in front, and it seems like it's come out of thin air. So can I try a roll for that just to see if I success? Otherwise, I'll try to just pass it off as something else.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm not gonna apply effort. I'm too much into my music act. So that's a, what did I get? That's a 12.
Okay, I'm gonna say a 12 succeeds. That's what you're
Yeah.
trying to do. So you managed to pass off the alcohol as real for a few moments.
Yeah. And obviously they seem quite impressed. And then I tell the barmaid to bring them a real beer as they're clapping at my big act. They were part of the show, so I think they deserve a little treat.
I think we just lost Mabel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she disappeared actually. Yeah, just a moment ago. I think she'll be back. And
Okay.
she has the invite if she's got any trouble.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
but anyhow, Chirrut then goes up to the stage and encourages the audience to leave some shins for Reginhardt's performance. Or is that trying to? Or is that? Was it gonna have to be a role for that?
Oh, what? No. What are you doing?
He's trying to make them give some money for this great
I
stage
see.
act.
So, no, they will offer up a few shins, but it is a poor village, so you know that if you try and squeeze them too hard, you're not going to get much
Yeah,
out of
Okay.
them.
I'm basically
I'll be
after this entire performance, I'm just standing there. Thank you, good folk. Thank you, good folk. We are but poor wanderers. We do bring our great art to you, but if you could spare a dime, we would be most gracious. And we will. And on top of that, we will save you from what you are suffering from right now.
So
I
I'll let
promise
each of
you.
you roll a die 6 to see how much you bring in.
All right.
Oh, somebody just posted. I hope she didn't lose her.
Did you say
I rolled a
each?
6. Yeah, 1d6.
Should I roll a 6 as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Roll. Oh, I got a 5. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that was a
you
good
guys pull in 11 shin from the act as the few people hand you 1 or 2 coins each, or throw it onto the stage. And Mabel has said that she'll be right back. She's her screen froze, so I think she's rebooting or something.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I suppose we're sort of local heroes at this point.
Well,
We're both the life
heroes of the
town.
moment, the life
Oh,
of
yeah,
the town. Yeah.
Well, fame is fleeting, so I'll take it for what it is. At this point, or now we're at the tavern, I basically just sit down among the people, and I suppose they'll want to talk to me.
And then I'll say, so you must travel a lot. Where have you been recently, or what have you? What interesting things do you bring from where you've come from? I mean, what news do you bring of anything? I mean, they're like basically eager for any kind of news about anything. These villages, especially out in the beyond, are few and far between. There's really no civilization compared to what you guys are used to back east, or back in the steadfast back west, I should say.
Yeah.
So, in fact, in the 4 days that you've traveled, this is the only hint of civilization that you've seen since
Right,
you
right.
left.
It's quite far off, yeah. Backwaters. So I basically make with my hands, and I sort of make little, almost like magic, almost Numenera like signs with colors, with hedge magic, that is. So I make the air glow a bit as I picture up great cities that I have seen in my travels, and the great crags and chasms I've crossed, and some beasts I've seen on my travels. And I tell them of the political situation in my hometown, and try to keep them interested and give them something else to worry about. I also give them a sort of harrowing story about how horrible it was in this town, so to take the weight off their own shoulders in this situation.
And you can tell they're eating it up.
Sorry, guys, I'm back.
Hey,
Welcome back. I was just gonna say.
Sean,
go on, Matt.
Yes.
oh, I thought you were getting ready to say something.
Oh, okay. No. Maybe.
Go ahead, Matt. You were saying something.
So yeah, they're eating it up. They're loving the stories that you're telling, and they're waiting for the barkeeper to bring more ale, and somebody set a plate of food in front of you guys so that you can eat as well. And one of them says, "Hey, I have an idea. You guys have seen so much and done so much. You could probably climb up to that city and see what's going on above us."
This is wonderful. That skill I, by random, just picked before climbing.
Maybe.
Okay, I can hear you now,
Okay.
but it looks like people are dropping in and out of the call.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're having problems with the call.
Hmm.
Let's give it a minute and see, because it looks like Reginald is.
I'm back now, at least. So.
Max is back.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. There's Reginald.
Okay.
We're
sorry. It might be my internet, actually.
Okay. Yeah, the call's coming from. So,
Yeah.
you guys have been laying it on thick, and so once the first person, did you guys catch the point where one person was asking you guys to climb the chain to?
Yeah, I
Okay.
heard that.
Yeah.
So-
basically, I said, "Oh, the one in the middle of town? Well, don't you think I could do that?"
And he
I
says,
do.
"That's exactly." And everybody is excited because you've been laying it on thick in terms of the music and the light show that Shamrock put on, and then your own descriptions of your travels and all the things that you've seen and done. And Mabel jumped in, or Tanis jumped in a few times with some sarcastic eye rolls and such. So once the first person suggested, everybody there's 4 or 5 people surrounding you, and they're all saying, "Yes, yes, you could fix it. You guys could climb up there and fix it for us. We don't know, but you've been everywhere. You must know how to do such."
Well, definitely. I haven't seen just this thing before. Don't put too much. Give me too much cred. But I think the 3 of us could actually figure something out.
Probably.
Probably. No guarantees.
If there's a reward, that is.
Well,
Okay,
Well,
you
I'm
already
sh-
gave us a lot of shins, so I guess we could do one thing for free now.
Thank you, my friend. And I'm just, he was just kidding this time. Another elbow. You're going to have to wash your ribs from here on in because you might get damaged soon.
And so yeah, they egg you on and cheer you on and say, "Yay, the heroes will fix it for us." And by now they're saying, singing Reginald's name out in the same tune, off key maybe. And every once in a while
In my
somebody
opinion,
shouts Tanis and Chimrot, and everybody's kind of excited that somebody is going to do something about the city falling apart above them that has been their lifeblood for generations and now seems to have turned on them.
So, should we take our leave, fellow travelers?
I
Yes,
And
it's
think
do
fine.
something
so.
about this?
The destination is this Numenera, correct? Is that where we're headed now? Have we spoken to the elders, or is that who we're speaking to now? I must have
No,
I must
we're-
have daydreamed
We're still
and
in the,
disconnected.
Yeah, no, you didn't. You're
Well, you
speaking
blanked
to
out.
yeah,
Yeah, you
everybody.
blanked out at my magic performance.
I know.
I can
Yes,
understand.
it was that good.
Yeah, well, I feel it. Delicious.
So you've been talking to just normal, everyday villagers, nobody of any importance, but they've all taken on a life of their own since you've been since you guys have been inside the tap house.
So I'm thinking we should visit Trumel.
Yeah. Or was it Trummel or whatever?
Trumel, yeah,
The
whatever the name
Well,
is.
acting chief, or was it?
Yeah, and she said, or one of the people says, "Trommel, sure, yeah, let's all go." And they leap up and they say, "We'll take you because if you guys are going to do this, I'm sure she'll approve."
Excellent.
And they lead you out, you know, pushing and shoving and laughing. Very happy that you guys are considering staying to help them with the problems that they're having. Probably not understanding the risks involved too well, other than of course, the giant climb might be very risky, but traveling into a strange city of floating in the air that nobody's been up to in generations could just be equally as dangerous or even more so. But they're excited that you guys have agreed and are hopeful that their problems will soon be over.
Excellent.
And so they bring you to Trummel, who is she's a one-eyed lady with a patch over her left eye and a scar down her forehead, crossing that eye, or crossing under that eye patch. And you can tell that in her prime, she was probably quite the quite the warrior. And even now, you know, you might be hard pressed to challenge her in a fight. Uh, however, uh, she is not threatening in any manner as you approach, other than to uh, look at the villagers around her and realizing that they're so excited. And so she's listening to everybody, trying to listen to everybody talk at once. And finally she says, wait, let's just hear from the strangers. And she says, welcome to Jut. J-U, yeah, Jut.
Jet.
I
Excellent
don't,
name. So I walk forward and bow down and almost kneel at the side of this great warrior lady. And she was bedridden, you said, right?
no, she's younger
I
than
see.
the bedridden elder. But
Right,
so
right.
she's healthy and hale, other than a little bit older, several, you know, a few decades older than you guys probably, but not ancient by any means.
All right.
And she says, "Please, guests, they say that you could fix our." She gestures up towards the leaking city. Well,
oh yeah, the leak in the sky. Yeah, I think we could plug that. Yeah.
and she says, "Well, if you can, that would be. I don't know that I would be brave enough to climb that height, but I'd appreciate it if you guys were willing to do it. I'm sure that we could come to some sort of arrangement."
But before we embark on this task, with the perils, let alone, you know, of just climbing it, I'm sure there must be something of magical means up top. That's the only rational explanation for it being able to be suspended. What can we expect at the top? Is it a building, a city?
It's well, when there's no clouds, then you can see spires and bubbles of biospheres and such up there. It definitely appears to be a large citadel or city of some sort. Uh, None of my folk or none of us have ever been up there. The climb is much too hazardous for any of us to attempt. She says there are some writings in a book the elder holds that describe trade far in the past, but that stopped a century or so ago, and we haven't heard from our trading partners up there in any time since then, in at least a generation or two. So she says,
How
Go ahead.
How could the climb be that steep? I mean, that you just stopped all trade, and I'm just looking a bit curious at the fact.
Well, we don't know. The book describes that they just the folk that we were trading with up there either left or there's some calamity up there. But they couldn't find them one day at the appropriate meeting spot, and so they left notes and signs and such, but nobody ever responded, and so trade just dwindled away to nothing from those folk. However, the city itself has been a formidable defensive measure. It's very roving bands of abhumans and such that we find on the plains. Very decide not to come here because it seems a more difficult target than we really are. But with the
there aren't people up there though, right? Because people don't climb up there at this point, right?
well, I don't know what's up there. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, among your village.
Oh no, none of our people are up there. No.
But has anyone alive been up there? Is what I'm wondering.
If there has been, I don't know of any.
Oh.
And the people that are up there, were they also human? Those who traded with you centuries ago?
So
Or
they were some sort of abhuman tribe that had advanced us slightly from their bestial natures. So no, they were not trading with humans.
A different evolutionary path. Let's see.
Could I try to find out some information with the descriptions she gave us about the city above? Could I try to find out some information in my book about the Numenera, maybe?
Sure, you can make a roll for Numenera to decide, to see what you know about the cities like that.
Okay. Because okay, I'm trained with the Numenera.
Right.
So okay.
So it'll be a we'll say it's a difficulty of 9 reduced to a difficulty 2 for having the book or having the training, and a difficulty of 1 for having the book. So a simple task with the book, target of 3.
Target of 3. Okay.
That's without effort. So if you wanted to apply effort, you could actually make it without a roll.
Well, I'm thinking about saving my intellect pool, I think.
Okay.
So, right,
Wise
roll.
choice.
Oh, I got a 3 exactly.
Well, there you go. That's all you needed.
Man,
So-
these rolls today.
I know.
Yeah.
This is almost like kind of wish that the game needed to roll low instead of high.
Yeah.
So what you know is that cities like this are few and far between in the steadfast. However, there are a couple, and most of them have become overgrown, and mainly because nobody knows how they work, and so a couple of them have actually fallen out of the sky in the steadfast because nobody is taking care of them or fixing them well enough to keep them in the air. And so while they might be inhabited, they are almost never inhabited by anything with enough technological savvy to keep the city floating forever. And mostly inhabited by beasts or creatures that were probably kept there as pets or in a zoo or whatever in the past, have basically changed the whole ecosystem up there into one of some sort of jungle-like habitat of mixed creatures and flying creatures and such. There may be intelligent life up there, but there may not be. You don't know. That's been experience that's in some instances where there was, and there's been experience where it was all just a jungle of creatures that had no more than animal intelligence. But in almost all instances, they've been great sources of Numenera and power. In other words, you could find much knowledge up there of the Numenera, possibly, or at least if not knowledge, then you would definitely be able to find treasures that you could bring down to the people below. And if you were actually able to fix it, then somehow, then you would benefit the town as well.
Okay, so could one maybe say that this mystery might be early signs of the structure crashing down in the near future, maybe?
Yeah, actually, I mean, yes, it could be. It could be a sign of that. It could be something completely different. But yeah, it's definitely. You definitely know that there's something wrong, and a closer look might be what you need in order to determine what that is.
Well, I think we're the people to do that. But I'm gonna ask Trumel, whatever her name was. So you wouldn't want to climb up there, right? You wouldn't want to make that effort because there's.
She says, "No, my place is down here. I protect the village from. If I were up there and then something were to attack down here, there would be nobody to protect the village. I mean, they could, probably protect themselves for a time, but I'm more deterrent than anything else for some of the attacks that we've experienced in the past. And if the people were to find out that I was gone for any length of time, I might come back to a raided village, and some dead friends."
Yeah, it's fair enough. But basically, my question is if you're there because there's a lack of motivation for going up there and you can't do it, and perhaps no one else is strong enough to do it, but is it nearly impossible to go up there?
Oh, no,
If no one's been there, I mean, or is it just for lack of trying? No
it's
motivation.
lack of trying, yes. I think that, I mean, I know in the past, our folk, maybe 2 generations ago, they didn't make the trip very often. More often, I think the people they traded with met us down here, but somehow, but definitely, they, the trips have been made. I don't believe that they actually tried to climb this chain, but I'm not exactly sure how they got up there. Our books don't describe it. Our knowledge, it was very ordinary, and so it was never seen as something that needed to be described, apparently, because there's nothing in our books that describe how they made the journey up and down.
I see.
But I know that the chain seems the obvious choice, but it also seems like the very dangerous choice. But
well, it's what we got. I mean, I think that's we've got all the options out in the open now, and it's only one.
Unless one of you can fly, speak now or forever hold your
now
peace.
the chain is built into a.
I asked Drumel, can you fly?
I don't know.
Can you give us flights?
I don't know. She laughs and says, "Oh, would that it be that simple." But alas, I don't have any. We don't have any ciphers or Numenera that could produce anything as difficult as flight.
Oh, I hope there was some crossbreeding with you and the Sky People. Perhaps you were given half flight levitation.
At crossbreeding, I go. You don't ask a lady that. No.
Let's not see that. It's good that I have you as someone to give me a knock in the ribs as well.
Social compass.
Yes, that's it.
Social compass. Okay.
So I asked her, okay, well, with that being said, there's probably no alternative routes and no further information on how to do it with no living sources around. So are there any supplies you could perhaps supply us with if we were to
well, we could supply you with rations, and perhaps we could we don't really have any ciphers per se, but there's some equipment if you guys want to try and build a cipher or two out of what we have. She points to a cart and she says, "I think the village could cover the cost of anything that you were to take from that vendor." And she points to a cart with a man who's kind of just sitting in a chair reading because nobody's coming up to see what he's got because all he's got is a bunch of junk on a table. Little bits of wiring and gears and like such that could be turned into possibly one or two ciphers if you wanted to try to do that.
I just woke up to Shimrat. Hey, did I mention you that I actually don't hate you? I got a job for you.
Okay. You want me to
Not
doctor?
insincere at all.
Indeed.
So what do you want to do?
Well, we got these little nuts and bolts laying around. So, do you think you can make anything of this? Shimrat.
Oh, wait. Do you think that he can make something of this?
No,
Oh,
you.
wait, sorry. No, me. I
Yeah,
have no...
you with some knowledge of the Numenera. I would.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not sure. What are the
It's better
possibilities?
than me trying.
Yes, you can do a roll to. You'd be able to make something out of it if you're successful at finding all the parts needed on the table,
And then you get a random one, basically, I suppose.
and then you'll get a random one, right?
Okay, so what's the
So
target
we'll
number?
say that the target number is 9, 3 difficulty, and then you can reduce that with your skill if you like, which would be make it a 2, so 6 difficulty or 6 target. Difficulty of 2 would be a 6 target. Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Okay, and I will get a random. What is it? Cipher.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Should I?
So now, if you want to apply effort, what I'll allow you to do is get a random cipher that you can add up to 10 points to.
Okay, so I can apply effort and. Well,
in order to
decrease-
try and pick a cipher that is more useful rather than just getting a random one.
Okay, so I can apply.
We'd make the random roll, and then you would be able to add or subtract 10 points to get something within a range of 20, basically, if you wanted to apply effort.
Okay, so I apply 1 level of effort then, I guess.
Okay.
But I mean, that will that will not affect the target number, but it will affect the.
It'll affect the outcome, correct.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so target number is 6, and I roll. Oh, an 11.
There you go. So you managed to cobble something together, and if you want to roll a die 100, we can look it up and see what it is, and then you have the table, right? So between the, I don't know whether Mabel does, but I know that you guys both seem to have the table. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys can peruse real quick to see if there's something within that range that you want to that you think would be of more value than another.
Okay, so that's 100.
So you asked me if I have a table?
Do you have any of the books is what I'm asking, I guess.
I don't think so.
Okay. So there's a table that they're going to roll on for the Numenera that they just created.
Oh.
And then since since I gave them a span of numbers that they can add or subtract, I'm going to let them choose from the items within that span.
Oh, okay.
So that's
I
what
got
they're
a-
doing right now.
I got a 47. So
Okay.
All right. So that should be a knowledge enhancement. You can have that. Yeah. It can also be a knowledge enhancement if we use that span.
Yeah, I see a lighting wall projector just nearby.
Yeah. Invisibility nodule. That's also cool. What was the span? Did you say?
So 10 in either direction.
All right. Right.
And it's 47, so it's like 37 to 57, I guess.
Yep.
Hmm.
Boy, that's a big span. I should have
Yeah.
said 6.
That's not. You could waste a lot of time on this. I feel because
Right.
there's a lot
So
of cool shit.
yeah.
But we're just gonna pick something. What do you think?
Okay. Inferno wall projector sounds cool, right?
It does sound neat. I will give you that. Does it sound useful? I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, the invisibility thing, invisibility nodule sounds really interesting, though.
The
Since-
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
So okay, you choose Inferno Wall or Invisibility Nodule.
All right, let's go with 1 to 3 is Inferno, and 4 to 6 is yeah. Let's just roll it.
Okay.
I like it random. All right. Okay, that's Inferno. You get what you want.
So,
Okay. So you
And,
know what? So that's a complex handheld device that you'll have to point basically in the direction that you want to fire the wall. And for you, Tanis, so that you know, it is it'll create a wall of extreme heat up to 30 feet by 30 feet that inflicts damage.
I'm thinking that maybe Tanis will have to carry it actually, because we got basically, yeah, I got 2 ciphers, he's got 3 ciphers, and you use one of them, so, and you don't have a ranged weapon, so that's pretty good actually.
Actually, yeah. So when I use my flute device, does it mean that it's expensed now and I
Yes.
can't use it again?
Right. Exactly
I
right.
see. Got it.
So yeah, just to we haven't really talked much about ciphers, but in the game assumes that you guys use ciphers and gain new ones. So ciphers are to be used. They're not meant to be. That's why there's a limit on them. They're not meant to be hoarded as normal equipment would be hoarded. You want to try and fit. You want to come up with unique ways of using your ciphers to handle the problems that you come up against.
Gotcha.
We're doing it random right now, but if I were to run a game, I would probably be trying to insert ciphers that would be of benefit to the parties, to something that the party might have to do 1 or 2 encounters from then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay,
So,
got
yeah.
you. So you want me to carry that? What's it called? What level and what was the name?
So roll a dice. You can roll a die 6, Tanis, to get the level. It'll be die 6 plus 2. And it's called an Inferno Wall Projector.
Oh gosh, Inferno Wall Projector. Roll the 4.
So it'll be 6. The level will be 6. So it'll do 6 points of damage if somebody enters the wall or gets hit by the wall. So basically, you'll point it. It'll create a wall that not necessarily block anything from passing through, but anything that passing through will take damage while they do. It's a firewall, basically, or a wall of extreme heat. So it doesn't necessarily be fire. It could be, you know how in the desert you see the shimmering air because of the heat. It could be that. It's up to you guys how you want to describe that. But you'll be able to describe it when you use it, if you get to use it during the next hour or 2.
Perfect. Excellent.
And speaking of time, it's 2:47 now, so we've been playing for almost 3 hours. What is your guys' stopping point?
Probably soonish for me. I do have some things to do, but I don't know if this is treated as a one shot or if one turn
This is pretty much treated as a one shot, but I think that we could maybe go for another 45 or 50 minutes and then call it. I think I can try and.
Question. I mean, it was intended as a one shot, but does it have to be? I mean,
it doesn't have to be, but I know for the next couple of weeks at least, I'm going to be.
I see.
With my new game that I'm starting next week, so we might be able to work something in, but would have to try and maybe create a group or try and communicate to see if we wanted to get back together again to finish it. Because honestly, right now I'm running pretty much off the cuff. The adventure that I ran last night is not the adventure that you guys are running. So I mean, the beginning was, but everything else has been off the cuff. So.
Great improvisation, I have to say.
Yeah, no problem. I have no problems turning this into a series if you guys aren't opposed to it. I think this is fun.
Yeah, I think it's a really good group. Really fun playing with you. So.
Okay. Well, let's. Can I take I want to take another bio break real quick, and then let's say that we're going to stop at about my time 3:30.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay, and we'll see what we can come up with when you guys get up there,
Okay.
and then we'll talk through Facebook in order to come up with a new date for completion.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay, good.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a little
you're still
short. Yeah, I'm still here, actually.
Oh, but you're gonna take a short what?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a short break while I have the chance as well. But
okay.
Yeah. Back in a moment.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Yep, I'm back too.
Nice. So you have been playing D&D, and that's all before, right?
Yeah, I wanted to play D&D for a long time since I was a kid, actually. Because I'm like a 90s kid, and it was just I was born in a time when D&D was demonized, and it was like, oh, your children are
Yeah.
part of a cult, and it's Satan, and that's what's happening in your basement. So wasn't allowed to. Very sheltered upbringing. But recently, been watching Critical Role. And that kind of got me into the swing of things. And so I started up a local group, and I've been DMing for almost a year now. And it's fun. It's I'm not very rules heavy. Yeah, I find the rules kind of like they're straightforward, but then there's all these tiny technicalities that they carry over from previous editions, and it's like
it's tradition,
Yeah,
it seems like.
It's very hard to break into it. It's very much a boys' club sometimes, so it's been a challenge, but it's been fun, a lot of fun.
No, it's great to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've even wanted to try like diceless systems like Stalker, where the role playing and the ideas that you bring forth are the entire thing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
I think
that's another thing. So you don't have to be all out on that, and you go by those traditions. There are alternatives, luckily.
Yeah.
So you guys were talking about diceless games,
Yeah, just like our experience with tabletop gaming as a whole.
right? Well, you guys are still kind of new to that, though, right?
Oh, I'm super new. Yeah.
This one, for example.
Right.
Oh, you have it. Nice.
What's it
actually, Stalker, the role-playing game.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be really good, actually. It's finished made.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, it's Numenera and Call of Cthulhu is another one I've wanted to really try because I like I like dark themed games, and steampunk Victorian games are like right up my alley.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of steampunk ideas, but I haven't. I've got a couple of books, but the one book that I bought that was a steampunk game was really disappointingly the setting wasn't very. It didn't draw you in it didn't draw you in the way this setting did, in my opinion.
Hey Mabel, have you heard about Ghastly Affairs?
No, I haven't. What's that?
It's basically set in Victorian times, but it's also a spooky game. It sounds just up your alley.
Ghastly Affairs. All right, I'm writing that down.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I actually have the book here. I got it recently because it was cheap, and let's see, where the hell is it? It's somewhere.
Yeah, I actually have that too. I just bought it for Christmas, but I haven't played it or messed with it yet.
Yeah, but it looks good, right?
It does look good. That's why, I bought 2 books for it because they were so cheap. I bought like the player's handbook and the core book, I think.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. So, I mean, we should keep in touch on that. It would be cool to have a second.
Totally. I'm in.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, we'll have to figure out a time and a date that we can all manage. And then that sounds good though. So we might end up adding like guest players or something. So that since there's only 3, like occasionally or whatever.
Yeah.
Somehow, if we continue, but I don't want to overcommit myself because I already have.
Yeah.
I already have another 2 groups now. I'm playing in one game and I'm getting ready to run another one. So, and it sounds like I might be playing one on Wednesday. The only benefit that I have is that I'm retired. So, my commitment is open-ended other than I have my dog that I have to take care of, so she doesn't like it when we're sitting at the computer for 4 hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
take care of your dog.
Yeah, so that's the only problem. Sometimes she's like, "What are you doing?" But we'll see. We'll definitely finish. We'll definitely do another one, and then we'll have to see from there what I can do from there on out. But you guys are more than welcome to. I mean, honestly, you don't even need me. The way you guys have been interacting, you guys can run this game yourselves.
oh,
So-
That's really nice.
So, well, I've been impressed with the way you guys are role playing. So you don't see that very often. So, okay. I like to roll dice, but I wanted to try this game because I can focus on the story and not have to roll dice. That's your guys' job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of like
Oh,
that whole idea. The fact that I just get to make stuff up. Speaking of which, okay, so on the first encounter, real quick, there would have been 2 GM interventions. The first one on Reginald when the creature struck, and the second one on Tanis when she pulled that rope. And so, for each one of those interventions, for the intervention on Reginald, on Casper, on your character Casper, you would have gotten 2 experience points, one of which you have to give to one of your other players.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna give it to Mabel for trying to assist me so very bravely.
And not
He
the guy who
failed.
did not try to assist you. I see.
Okay.
And
Oh,
you'll get the next one. Come on.
So then Mabel, you get 2, and you have to give 1 to another player.
Okay, for equity's sake, I will give it to Chinrat, I believe.
Yep. Okay. And then, so now each one of you has 1 experience point. Mabel has 2, right? Because she
Oh, yeah.
gained 1, and then she got 1 from Reggie. So now here's what you guys can do with your 1. If you have a bad roll, you can decide to re-roll it using your experience point. That's one thing you can do with 1 experience point. The other thing that you can do with 1 experience point is if there is a GM intrusion that you do not like, let's say somebody rips the weapon out of your hand and you don't want to lose that weapon, you can spend an experience point to say, no, I do not want to accept that GM intrusion, and then that doesn't happen. Or it gets explained away that you managed to hold on to your weapon and the effort fails. Or whatever it might be. So you can actually refuse a GM. If you have experience, you can refuse a GM intrusion. Now, if you roll a 1, you cannot refuse that one. Like if you were to get a 1 is an automatic free GM intrusion. So, but if there's a GM intrusion that is going to involve experience, now if you do refuse it, then you don't get the experience that you would normally get from 1. But that is an option also. So those are the 2 mechanical things for 1 experience point.
Yeah, so technically you lose, like, for yourself too, you lose 2 experience points. You lose the one you use and you don't get 1.
Right.
And the other player doesn't get 1. Yeah.
So, but that is that's one benefit of having experience doled out that way, is that you get to use that experience as you play. And then, of course, if you accumulate experience, there are short-term benefits that you can get, and there are also medium and long-term and then character advancement benefits that you can get by having more points. So, it takes basically 16 points total to advance your character to the next tier. There's like 4 different areas that you have to improve before you can advance to the next tier. Each one of those cost 4 points each. So what the book suggests is that you spend half of your points on short and rerolls, and the other half of your points on long-term or character advancement, so that you don't advance too fast, and also so that you use experience in the game the same way that you're supposed to use ciphers in the game. They want you to
engage with them.
Engage in the game rather than worrying about your level advancement.
Just power gaming.
Right.
Mhm.
The next tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a min-maxing kind of player. I'm all about the story.
So
exactly, all the same. So it's a good tip.
All right, so that's the experience. And this is so we'll continue. So what you guys are getting ready to climb the chain. What precautions or what do you bring to bear? I think we'll do this climb the same way that we did the last one, where each one of you will roll to help the group. So whoever's going to lead will be the first roller, and then we'll go from there.
Okay,
rather
Mr. Mr. Clammy Pants, you're leading this time.
That's
You
quite
have
right.
proper skill this time.
I'm just going to mention, by the way, I'm actually, since I'm an entertainer, every time we rest, you're actually supposed to get +1 point to mana pool point, or whatever it's called.
Oh, +1.
Yeah, and we've had 2 rests, so technically at
Right.
least the 2. I can just read out what it says. I just found it interesting. Through wit, charm, humor, and grace, you're trained in all social interactions other than those involving coercion or intimidation. During rests, you put friends and comrades at ease so much they gain a +1 to their recovery rolls.
So right. So each one of you can add since you've had 2 rests now, or however many rests you've had, you can add 1 or 2 points to your pools again to regain
Yeah.
a couple more for that bonus that we forgot about.
All right, well, putting that to might.
Or twin.
By the way, there's
I'll
no like
remember it from now on.
max number for might, speed, and intellect. Like for example, in D&D, you can't like overheal, and I don't remember what my max might was, but I'm assuming the pool is just as large as or as small as I make it.
No,
I think that's a max, right?
There's a max, right? So you started with. Hang on a second here. So you started with 11. You can never go back over 11 until now. You might be able to increase that when you gain a tier. I'm not really sure on that. I'd have to look on character advancement. Since I knew we weren't going to get to a character advancement, I didn't really read up too much on that. But for the time being, as tier 1, your pool would be what it started as. So 11, 13, and 17 is what Tana started at. And you would just work off of that. When you raise it, you would raise it up to 11, and that's it. And then you would roll any other stuff into another pool that you've used.
Got it. Okay, makes sense. I'm at full health then.
Okay.
All right. Well, we've got our cipher. We've got our bravery at our side, hopefully.
All right.
So at least on my behalf, because I'm gonna get started. Yeah. I'm thinking if I could like use my rope to like.
Yes.
Tie me to the chain so that I might alleviate strain and be yeah. So would that lower the difficulty of 1?
It will, and it will. Yeah. So using an asset, and you guys can use 2 assets per task. Each asset would reduce the step by 1. So your rope being an asset would, by using it, you would reduce the task by 1. Assuming that you're flinging it up with maybe a spike tied to it, and it wraps around the chain, and you're using it, and when you get up to it, then you're flinging it up further, and so on.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that, and that's all I'm going to do. So I'm going to lower it by 1, and and I also got climbing for today, so that's going to my flex
lower it
skill.
again. Yep. So
but I'm not going to use any effort because I'm lazy.
So the start's at a difficulty of 4, and then you've reduced it by 2 steps with that.
All right, so 6 or higher.
Yep.
Let's see.
How bad could it be, right? In this last words.
Yeah.
Well, at this bottom point, it probably won't be very bad because you're just starting out. So
That's true.
Okay. So I got a 4.
Oh.
Okay, I just lost my grip a little. Okay.
Yeah, you fall a whole 5 inches to the ground. It's okay.
So since you got a 4, because here's another thing that they tell you to do or try and do. 4 is within the simple. So as a standard task, you would have reached the limit of your rope, but you guys are about 25 feet up. So you basically got halfway up where you were trying to get. So you're halfway to your rope, and it'll be the next turn instead of complete failure. So I'm not a big fan of complete failure. If I want to, I mean, obviously I want you guys to climb the thing, so we're not going to let die rolls prevent us from doing that.
Yeah.
So unless like you get like 200 feet up and then you fail really badly, then that could be bad. But
yeah, I had it coming. So that's on me if that happens.
So okay, so from you, who's following you?
I guess
following. Okay, so Tanis will roll next, and what you're doing is basically trying to support and help the group as best as possible. Is what your role is.
Okay. Now I know that Reginald was using his rope and a spike at the end to like overhand toss and pull. But is it? Oh, you know what? I don't know if that's possible for me being in the middle. Okay. Well, I was gonna suggest
don't
having
hit me
my
with a
rope.
spike.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest having my rope as well, so we're all kind of still bound to each other. You know, it's all in or all out at this point. And I also have a spike at the end. And rather than overhanding to reach up top, if I could basically have Chinrat at the bottom insert like the spike into each rung of the chain so that there's like a foothold, and then whenever we climb it high enough, we just grab the rope and give it a yank and pull it free. So we're kind of supported on either side.
Good. We'll do that. I like that. Good idea. And so, yes, you'll be able to do that, and that'll also allow all three of. So using the rope will give each of you a one difficulty step lower than what it would normally be for the entire trip. And also, if you do fail, you will always have the bottom rope that she's using to try and stop your fall.
Awesome. Okay. So what am I trying to beat? Can I ask that?
So yeah, it's a difficulty 4 to start, and then with the reduction of the rope, it's a 9 or better.
Okay.
A difficulty 3 without effort.
All right. I'm gonna forgo effort for now and save it for when we are
Further
like
up.
high velocity splat height.
Roger.
5.
Oh no.
What's happening?
Yeah, infectious
So,
vibes.
So you guys don't really make any headway, and it is now Chimrot's turn. But you're still about 25 feet up the rope, or up the chain. And this is actually probably the easier part of the chain because this is sloping. This is the part that is being held down by gravity. You're basically just walking up it until you get to the point where you're going to have to shimmy up,
Yeah.
you know, the
And
vertical portion.
10
all
feet
the
up, I
townspeople-
realize, and I remember
Yeah.
I'm afraid of heights.
Yes.
Yeah. All the townspeople are just standing around, but oh boy, and they really got our hopes up.
And there is a crowd below you now as people are watching. And every time you guys like go a step down or whatever, everybody you can hear the gasp of the crowd, and
God.
such as they're waiting on bated breath, and somebody might be running around with their head cut off about down there every time something weird happens. It's like, oh my God, they're gonna die.
A whole 10 feet. It's over.
And Chimrot,
Yeah. Okay. So it's difficulty 3.
difficulty 3. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think, and it's a might task, right? So.
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm just gonna roll and see what.
Okay.
Oh no, it's a 2.
Holy cow! All right. So I hope that you guys start applying effort, and you will
Oh
never
my
get
God,
anywhere.
it's like watching the Three Stooges falling over like a 2-foot ladder. So bad.
So, all
I
right.
mean, it's
So,
comedy gold. I mean, act is still going on. This is just comedy
Oh,
to lighten the
man.
people up first.
Chimrot's roll actually brings you guys down to 5 or 10.
Oh.
You guys stumble a little bit and are reduced to sliding down just a little bit before you catch your balance, and it is back up to Reginald. And because of this problem, Reginald is still a 3, or still a difficulty of 2 for you, right? Because of the
Yeah.
rope and the thing.
That's right.
However, I'm going to say that there's a -1 on
Out
your
of
roll.
shame.
So your difficulty is actually a 10. Or your target is a 10 instead of a 9 because you're going to take a
It was-
-1 on your roll. And you can
It's
actually
supposed to be,
do
7 though, right? It should be the 6.
7. Yes, it's a 6. So, you're right. 7.
Yeah.
So a 7 or better. So basically what you can do rather than move it down steps, guys, is you can add 1 or 2 to the roll or subtract 1 or 2 to the roll in order to change it. And if you end up with anytime you add 3 or more to the roll, it becomes an automatic difficult change instead of a roll change.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, 7 up. Let's have a drink. Let's do this. 13. Okay.
okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you managed to not only catch up, make the difference up from the loss at the beginning, but you fling your rope and get up another 50 feet. So you guys are now pretty much almost 100 feet up on the chain, and is now at the curve. The next set of climbs is going to be more difficult because you're now starting to climb vertically.
Okay.
So the challenge is going to become a 5 to start, and then the rope reduces it to a 4, target a 12, and then whatever else you guys want to do to reduce it further. And that is on Tanis. Dun dun dun.
Oh no, that ominous sound effect. Okay, so so it starts at a 5, and the rope makes it a 4. Is that correct? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna use some might. So bring me down to 8. So okay. I believe the difficulty now is a 3 from 5. 5 to 4 for the rope, and then 4 to 3 for effort.
Yep. 3, so 9 or better.
Oh, okay. Come on.
I'm rooting for you guys.
Ooh, 10.
Yes, that's good, right?
Nice.
You made it.
I mean, your face said 1. I was really afraid. You were like, oh.
I was afraid because I'm just afraid always now.
Yeah. Yeah, good reason.
Okay, so it's all on you, Chimrot.
Okay.
Don't fail us.
Difficulty 4.
It's a difficulty of 5 now
Oh,
as you guys move up. Minus the 1, so yeah, you're right. A difficulty of 4 with the rope.
Okay, I think I'll apply some strength effort. 3
Okay.
points. But I only have a total of 9 strength, so I can only do this 3 times, guys. So
We'll just drag your limp, lifeless body out the rest of the way.
yeah.
Aw, how it always is. How wonderful.
Yeah, target number 9 then.
Uh-huh.
Oh, 19. Whoa.
Okay.
Oh,
So you get a
excellent.
minor effect, so I'll let you decide what that could be. It should be something involved with climbing, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What could a Nana do in this situation? When he climbs up, the others feel inspired and get a boost, maybe?
Okay, sure. Everybody,
You do
yep.
mental powers on us and just inspire us. Use that extra power.
I see you starting to outpace me, and I'm like, I cannot believe this, and then I'm inspired to speed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's inspiration enough.
That's inspiration enough. So for this next round, it'll be the 4 difficulty to begin with. The reduction for the rope turns it into a 3, and any kind of effort or ability turns it lower. So I think after, so yeah, that sounds good. And then so you guys are managing to shimmy up without problems, and in fact, pretty impressed that Shimrot is actually not only able to keep up, but has been closing the gap, so to speak. And so the method that you've chosen to climb with the anchor below and the anchor above seems to be working pretty well. And it is you're getting closer to you can see your goal now, and perhaps maybe 2 or 3 more movements up of rope, and you'll be able to top the city. So,
All right.
and now, so you're moving up a lot faster. I mean, each turn is a lot more faster than each turn. We're going to say is 4 or 5 minutes rather than 4 or 5 seconds. So you're shimmying up a pretty tall height. You're at least 3 or 4 feet, 400 feet up now. So each time all 3 of you roll, that's another 4 or 5 minutes worth of climbing.
Okay.
So now you've been climbing for 10 minutes, probably.
Mm-hmm.
10 or 15.
So it should be me again, all right?
Yep, and then it is Reginald's turn.
I'm just waiting for a GM intrusion. Someone comes up and shakes the chain from up there. All right. Well, so this difficulty for me now should be a 3, right? Because of climbing and the rope.
Yes.
It will be spike rope. Yeah.
Oh, and the benefit of the climbing, the rope. Yeah, it should be a 2. Yeah, it's you get because you get the benefit. You both get the benefit from Shimrot this next turn. So
yeah, I just the mental powers. I get wonderful vistas of how it will look up there. I see gummy drop forests up in my mind's eye. So I really want to get up there. All right, I rolled a 6, so that should, it was a 2, right? So I got
Oh
it.
yeah,
Yes,
you just
you
made
just
it.
got it.
These rolls just by the skin of our teeth.
I know
like,
you guys are
holy
making really low
Moses.
rolls.
Don't worry about it, Sharon. You're getting the next experience.
And
Thanks for the gumdrop forest in my mind. I mean, that's what saved me.
so now I think it'll be Tanis rolling for
Yeah.
the same, or
2, right?
yep.
Okay, cool. Cool. 7.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
I'm rotating through 5 d20s and still.
Still not able to. I think that's bad. That's worse luck. That's like leaving a slot machine before, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn like some sage after this game. Just clear the air.
So, okay, so and then we're back to Shamrock, and so now you guys are almost 15 or 20 minutes into the climb, and you can. It's almost ant-like. You've moved almost 1,000 feet up. It's mountain. I mean, the air isn't thin yet because it's not that. It's still not that high, but it's definitely. You're definitely now smelling the smoke and the poisonous wisps of whatever is happening. In fact, when you look up, as you guys look up, you can see like discs beneath the base of the city is looming large, and you see discs, giant discs glowing beneath the city, like 3 or 4, and beneath the city, spread equally apart, and as well as um, several other smaller discs along the edges. And you can see some of those discs are glowing brightly and others are glowing dimly, and a few are blinking on and off, and there's a couple that are like not glowing at all, as if there's no power going to them or being emitted by them. And none of the smoke is coming from any of those. However, that's what you see from the bottom. And the shape of the city, looking up at it right now, is a giant round platform, flat on the bottom, with you can see ancient antennas and um, what do you call them? Satellite dishes and such hanging off of the bottom, as if communication might be something that they were used to doing when this was an actual living city with the ground. And it is Chimrot's turn, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Try to climb
Okay,
over me. Get up there first.
okay, what's the target number now again?
So it's a 5 minus the rope is a 4.
Yeah.
And
I didn't get my own bonus, right?
you didn't catch your own bonus. You
Okay.
benefited the other 2. So it's a
Can't
Can't trick
4
yourself.
plus
been
any
fun.
effort that you want to apply.
No, I don't think so. I think I'll go with this one.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, it's a 20.
Oh!
I mean, we've
So-
all got our 20 now. I just want to say that. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So you you may pick a major effect or something that that happens that really benefacts your party
Oh,
in this
God.
climb.
Okay, what can I take? Like, how far away is this? How close are we to the?
You're about 2 rolls away, so I could say that you or you could say that now you're only 1 set of rolls away instead of 2.
Yeah. Well, again, my inspirational presence.
He once again is catching up and forcing you guys to move faster. It's almost preternatural the way he's climbing this rope and or climbing this chain and hanging onto the rope. It seems that the skill that Reginald has in climbing is somehow rubbed off on his friend.
I feel like the odd man / woman out, and I'm just like scrambling now, and I'm like, what? How are you doing this?
Okay, so yep. So we're gonna basically say 1 more round of rolls, and then you guys will reach the top.
Okay, no joking around now, guys. Big
All
money,
right.
no whammies.
And I think it'll be Reginald first, right?
So was I inspired again? Is this like is this
Uh,
cumulative? Or was it just for himself?
Well, we moved one roll ahead, one.
Yeah, it was just that.
Yes, it was just that.
Yeah, okay, fine. Well, I still have the great forests of sweet, delicious candy awaiting me up there. So I don't think I'm feeling hopeful. I'm not gonna go for effort. Let's see how
Okay.
that bites me in the ass. It didn't last time, so
So
I
your
hope it doesn't.
difficulty is what then? A 4, 3, 9. So you target number of 9, right?
Yeah, and I got a 14.
Okay, so you
I'm
guys
fine.
are continue to advance with aplomb, and it is now Tanis's turn to try and affect the group for better.
Okay. So the difficulty starts at 5 or is it 4?
Starts at 5 and it drops down to a 4 because of the rope. And
Okay.
then you have to apply effort if you want to, or whatever, another benefit if you want to try and lower it.
I'm putting in effort, so I'm going to drop my
Okay.
might to 5 because I'm
Okay.
just, this would be a bad time to fail.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I should be at a 3 now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, come on. It's a 1. It's a 1.
It's a 1.
It is a 1.
Oh, critical fail.
Okay, so
Intervention.
okay, so it is going to be a geo intrusion, but
man.
we're going to go ahead and do Chimrot's roll first.
Catch me.
Well, I could
Can't you
apply-
amazing? Yeah, go.
Oh
So-
yeah, I could. Well,
So you're rolling right now. You guys don't know anything bad has happened. So Chimrot, you're going to roll to advance the party still.
yeah, sure. Okay, I think I'll apply 1 level of effort this time.
Okay.
So, but I only have 3 might left now, so I think I'll have to rest quite soon. Right. And what? And the
Yeah.
target number now is 9.
Yes.
Oh, it's 10. So.
Oh, you make it.
But
Oh man.
but something
Oh,
bad happened,
man.
right?
So yes, something bad did happen. So as you guys reach the top summit, you hear a raucous bird-like cry, and this giant flying creature that you've disturbed that was nesting near the chain on the surface of the city basically lifts off, swoops around, and snags Tanis up the middle, dragging
Whoa.
all of you off of the chain and up into the city to tumble into its nest.
You know,
And,
I will take that to falling, honestly. I will fight a
And,
giant
yeah.
chicken over falling.
and that is where we will end it.
Oh,
Oh man.
In
That
the
was
bird's
great.
nest. Yeah.
In the bird's nest.
In the
Okay,
bird's
I
nest.
can work with this. I can work with this because
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a free intrusion, so there's no experience. However,
Extra
for
credit.
discovering the city and stuff, each one of you will get 2 more experience points.
awesome.
And
Nice.
that's where we'll pick up on the next one. We'll just have to decide when that's going to be.
That sounds
Did you say-
good.
Each of us
So-
get 2 experience, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I got 3 then.
So
Same
now,
here.
what you can do with experience, other than rerolls, if you don't reroll, then you can take short-term benefits. So short-term benefits is like a local or a limited skill or ability. So let's say you're climbing a chain, and you want to benefit from it. So maybe in the past, you remember that when you were growing up, you used to climb chains all the time, and so you're good at climbing, but you're only good at climbing chains. So it wouldn't help you to climb mountains, but it might help you to climb the chain that you're climbing. Or maybe if you're climbing in a mountain, you remember climbing these mountains for, as a kid. And so you're good at climbing in these mountains, but you wouldn't be good at climbing this mountain way over here that you've never seen before. So that's a short-term benefit, and it doesn't have to be climbing. It could be any skill, but that would be what they considered a short-term benefit, where you've created a localized skill that you can improve with 2 experience points to benefit you right there in the moment.
So, but we have to take it now, right?
You would have to take it then, right? You would have to
Oh,
decide then whether you wanted to expend that experience points. They assume, I think the game itself assumes that you would be doing stuff like that. That half of your points would be spent on either short-term benefits or rerolls, and the other half of your experience would be spent on long-term benefits or character advancement. So then, for like long-term advancement would be familiarity with a situation, like you've climbed several things, and so you're familiar with it. So you gain a +1 to your rolls, you know, or you could gain you've stayed in a town, you've used this hometown, this city of Jut for several hours or several months, and so now you have a home there, you know, so you could spend 3 experience points to say, you know, I built a homestead over the several months that we've lived in Jut.
Yeah, I think that Atlantis seems pretty happy about it. So,
so anyways, so those are the kind of things that you would spend other than character advancement is rerolls, limited skills, or long-term benefits that benefit you as a character, but not necessarily character advancement.
All right, that's pretty cool.
So okay.
So are we choosing that now, or is it something?
No. I'm just
forward?
explaining, since it's a learning game. I'm just trying to explain how you use experience. You don't have to. Right now, you guys don't have to choose anything. So I would just say I'm just trying to explain the experience, the way the experience gets spent in the game. So, because like in Dungeons and Dragons, you know, you save up to 2,000 experience points, and then you advance a level, and then you get more abilities. So they're giving you 4 different opportunities to do stuff for your character, only one of which actually advances your character level, so to speak. They call them tiers. But there's only like 6 tiers within the game, so leveling isn't really the point of the game.
I see. Oh, I like that though. Numenera is it's much more open and not so like end goal orientated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what really got me into the game, actually.
So, well, I had fun. You guys are a good party.
Yeah, thank you for DMing for us. I appreciate it.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
But
really great story.
So you'll have to post a link so that we can watch the video and remind ourselves of things. And then if we all agree, we might post it to say, hey, this is what we done, and we open it up so that people can view it. But I'd say we should see. I would like to see it first, so I don't want to find out that I've picked my nose or something and got caught on camera doing that.
Well, I'm sure you have. Well, this is just an attempt, you know. Let's see if this video goes up as it should, you know.
Okay.
I'm just trying the recording.
Right. So
it should be working.
It says live, so it should be working. So it should be interesting to see. And then I would like to, I think that would be nice, a good advertisement maybe for me as a GM if people see a video and say, oh, I like what that guy did, or oh, that guy sucked. Either way, I'd be okay. So I like feedback. So all right.
I think they'd like it. Well, yeah. So for anyone, if this goes live sometime in the future, thanks for listening and thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you for listening and thank you for watching.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you guys for playing. So I'm glad that we were able to play even though we are 1 person short.
For sure. Yeah, nice playing and meeting all of you guys. Always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to stop the broadcast now.
Okay.
Okay.